worked out. Yay, we're live.
Hey, so, for once we're starting out with me and you.
We're starting with Eaglehearth and Stabby.
So thank you for joining our Untitled Studios podcast. I don't know what the title is because Stabby.
Last Minute Panic.
Last Minute what?
Last Minute Panic.
Last Minute Panic.
Honestly,
number
I'm
93.
Names, man. I'm running out of fucking names.
93.
94.
94. Oh right, yeah, guys.
It's 94 that I've named, and like. I'm just pulling shit up like out of thin air. I'm like, what sounds good? Like eventually it's just gonna start being like band names that I've heard before.
Yeah, we gotta pull a la JoJo's Bizarre Adventure and have everything named after band names. So Red Hot Chili Pepper.
Guns and Jokeses.
Yeah, there you go. Guns and Jokeses. Oh god.
That was a bad joke and everything worked.
I'm so proud of you.
I'm so proud of me too. You're not.
So, yes.
Oh my god.
So thank you for joining. And now we have to wait for. Well, we can blather until Day 12 returns.
Well, we are live. We don't have an audience, so it doesn't really matter what we do.
It always matters what we do.
Oh, no. Oh, I didn't show you any of the pickled eggs.
Oh god!
I got 3 jars with a dozen pickled eggs in each going.
Oh god!
In the fridge, they're halfway done. Officially halfway done tomorrow. You see, they have to sit in the pickling brine for 2 full weeks.
Okay.
Before they're ready to even
pickling
eat.
brine.
Pickling brine.
Pickling brine.
Pickling brine.
Brine.
Sounds so delicious, doesn't it?
Like we're talking like the brine shrimp or brine shrimp, like brine, like the little like little like. Flakes
there's no shrimp or anything.
No, I'm saying like brine, like that kind of stuff. Like really, what's the like kind of flaky?
Brine? Oh no! Brine is a liquid.
Oh okay.
It's any kind of liquid you're soaking something in for food. So like you brine like turkeys before you deep fry them. You just soak them in salt water. In the case of the eggs, it's being pickled with vinegar, water, salt, and like a little teaspoon or so of pickling seasonings for each jar.
See, to me, this sounds like just a perfect cooking with Stabby kind of moment.
Yeah, it's definitely sort of. Well, it's not really cooking. I don't know if there's no heat involved. Well, I did boil the brine.
But you are preparing a meal.
It is sort of, yeah.
See, does cooking actually have to do with heat nowadays?
That's a good point.
Because, like, when you're cooking...
I mean, that fucking stuff right there is going to be ready in, like, 4 days.
And when you say stuff right there... They can't see it. There you go.
Oh yeah, it's what used to be like green cabbage, and now it's sort of like wasted away, white looking stuff in a jar full of murky liquid.
Hey, I know I'm wasting away, but I'm not in a jar. You don't have to talk to me like that.
Yeah, but I'm not going to make you try the sauerkraut. The sauerkraut is all for me if it tastes good.
Oh, is that a Jew thing?
No, I just assumed you didn't want to try sauerkraut. Like I figured the pickled eggs was one thing because they sit in the fridge for like 2 weeks, but.
For those who didn't get the Jew thing,
sitting on my shelf for like a month.
Yeah,
I didn't know if you were that brave.
Not really. No.
The other one is like carrots, cabbage, onions, and what else did I put in there? There's some other stuff in there. I'm not real sure what.
This is going to be like the mother of all series, is because it's going to be the last one.
It'll be the last. Yeah. In like 4 days, Stabby is going to try some sauerkraut. And you're never going to see him again. You'd be like, well, I guess it didn't come out good.
Nah. He went the way of Oregon Trail and died of dysentery.
You can get that from some of the fermented stuff when you first start eating it because it's got a lot of probiotics.
Ah.
It's the same. Okay, so
I don't know food science all that well.
When you eat like yogurt, there's that little liquid on the top. If it sits for a while, you got to stir it in.
Yeah.
Or like sour cream. That's the same stuff that pickles and makes the sauerkraut and stuff that I'm doing with the fermentation.
Oh, wow. I don't think I've actually...
It's lactic acid. And so what it is lactobacters, which is similar to yeast, is a common bacteria that's like all over foods and in the air and stuff. The only difference is instead of like with yeast, which makes alcohol, lactobacters take the sugars and make lactic acid. And so as long as you create an environment in which there's no air and it's a saline solution of at least 2% or more, I think you want it under 20%, but dear fucking Christ, how much salt could you want? If you're 20% solution, you're out of your goddamn mind.
All of it.
It would taste so fucking awful. 2%, and the pickles are really good. They taste like pickles, just a little bit saltier, but they taste great. They're just like pickles. There's no real difference. It's like than what you buy at the store, other than these have slightly less sugar and they're probably a little bit healthier for you.
See, right there, man. I smell a series.
There you go.
It's just got to show the process. Gotta.
Well, the thing is, there's so many people who already do all this stuff like on their channels.
So what?
I don't know, man. I think it'd be boring as fuck. Like, watch Stabby fucking shove cucumbers in a goddamn jar.
Hey. Well, you didn't. Was it? You did do like popsicle stick.
Yeah, I did do popsicle stick dolls. Okay, that's a fair point.
Like,
was joined us, by the way.
Oh no! I mean, hey, buddy.
Hey, you and I, lateness cycles almost synced up, dude.
Yeah,
we synced up.
Timing.
As I put it in the message I sent him after that was like women on their periods. Because like the chicks sync up, right?
Yeah.
You guys are like ladies. They've synced up on your late periods. Now you're gonna have babies together.
Late period is still a good thing.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's true.
There's just that terrifying part of the week where you're like, oh no, what did I do?
Man. Oh god.
Late. God damn it.
That's kind of party you never want to be late to. You hate that you have to go to the party, but you always want to actually go to the party.
Yeah.
And by me means never a guy, because
isn't the party the fucking part? Because that sounds like the
no.
Part. No.
That's not that particular party.
Oh well, what party are we talking about?
I'm talking about having the period itself. That's the party. That's the party. Yeah, it's the party you never want to go to, but you're glad you're having the party.
Yeah, you're always relieved when you get there.
Throw chocolate in the room and fucking leave, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just don't hit her with the chocolate. You're fine.
Yeah, just like a gentle soft toss.
Oh, okay. That's probably a good idea.
Yeah, like you don't go full throttle over. It's like major league pitcher, just kick the door in and be like that.
Wasn't like a grenade throw. You know? Rip off the top of the wrapper, fucking in there, and fucking run.
Oh god, it's got my leg.
Actually, I saw a video like that where they did that, and the lady was not real thrilled.
Hey.
She did not find that amusing, apparently. Oh man.
You gotta time it, man. You gotta time it right.
Well, one of my favorite games now in VR chat, because my character pops like a knife out. There's little things you can do, and suddenly you're holding a knife, right?
Yeah.
And so one of my favorite games is to ask people if they want to play a game, and then I tell them it's just the tip, but then I stab them with the knife because it's just the tip of the knife.
Yeah. Does that fit your name so perfectly?
It's McStabby Pants.
Yeah.
There's many a time when I've literally just spent like hours going around and stabbing everybody in a room that has pants on without saying anything or responding to anything anybody says. Just because I find it amusing. Nobody else really gets it. Just me. That's just for me.
Since no one can actually... Since no one can actually see this, I'm just sitting there just like shaking my head in disapproval.
But he's still got a little bit of a smile, which says, yeah, that's a little bit funny.
Yeah, it's a little funny.
Like, it's very compliment-esque, dude.
It's like I'm not upset, I'm just disappointed.
Oh man. Although I'll tell you what, man. When you get your setup going, VR chat karaoke is amazing. It is the best because you'll get like 6 or 7 people at least in a room ruining whatever song is playing. It's so much fun.
That's awesome.
Especially if it's like a classic, like what is it, Journey or something like that, like Journey or Elvis or Sinatra.
That sounds amazing.
Always
Which
fun.
I mean, I will be starting a move next week at the end of next week.
Oh, nice.
I get keys to a new place I'm planning to get it on Thursday. So, and be able to move in I'll be officially moved in on the 1st.
Sweet.
So
Sweet
I got to
deal.
move all my stuff, all my computer and stuff like that to the new place.
Sounds good.
And I get a legitimate sized room.
Oh, you can have an actual
I'm going to actually have a full-sized room, not like a 150 square foot thing. Like
It's like a walk-in closet.
it's an office. It's not a bedroom. They took a small ass office and called it a air quotes bedroom.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Or like a very large walk-in closet. I'm sleeping in the closet, baby.
I don't. I had a friend of mine who went up to UC Davis and he stayed in like what do you call it? It's not like a dorm. It's sort of like a dorm, but an independent thing.
Yeah.
Oh, a co-op.
Okay.
And that motherfucker he had enough room to put his little twin-sized bed, which you would have to sit on to use the desk that's across from it because there's so little room between them.
Okay.
And then like one chair and like a TV tray with like a hot plate on it. And that was the total size of the room he had. And
that's
so
some
it
minimalist
was literally the size of a walk-in closet. It was just big enough for like a place to sleep and shit. And I guess like all the bathrooms and kitchen areas were all communal areas.
Okay.
Which sounds to me fucking terrible.
There are some people that are definitely not good with that.
I can't imagine. He says his favorite thing was to just be like kept awake all night on like Friday and Saturday nights when people were like fucking their girlfriends.
Yeah.
Which they weren't supposed to have there. But the walls were so thin, so it was just like you literally just have to listen to like the chorus of whoever many guys had a girlfriend over, like fucking moaning, trying to keep it quiet and shit.
Yeah. And then the one couple is just like, you know what, the hell with it.
Yeah, and then you're just like screaming and shit. Yeah, I'm sure that was going on too.
That we are fucking.
It's like, there you go. There, that's it. All right. Now you're not being subtle about it. Thank you.
I would cheer him on through the walls, dude. That would probably unnerve him a little bit. Yeah, knock it out, buddy. Good job.
Yeah, get that shit, boy.
Dude, I fucking love that idea. The guy I knew would never do that. That was just not his bag. But God damn, that'd be fucking hilarious.
Oh my god, I've been so tempted to do something with my my roommate. One of my roommates is going at it. I was so annoying to sit there and just like mess with him, find a way to mess with him. I think it was one of the first times he got together with his girlfriend and like the condom tree thing that you have. I wanted to sit there like because I want to sit there with like a folding chair right outside, like right down the hall with like a bag of popcorn.
You need a little whiteboard.
Yeah, and like
give him a score out of 10.
Yeah,
opens the door.
You get a little, or at least a piece of paper. You know.
Yeah, you just flashcards, dude.
Yeah, like no, like when they come out and be like, yeah, I give it an 8. You know.
See what's really.
I gave you 9.5. You didn't quite nail the dismount.
But then you have room to the next time have a different score and explain why.
Yeah.
Which would be even better and less appropriate. This one is a 9.5. You made her scream way louder this time than last week.
So we got to work on your rhythm a bit
this time.
What was it? Fucking. So one of my old friends, like a long time ago guy I used to know. He and his girlfriend, like she moved into a new place, and they were getting it on. And the next morning, the lady, the girl's downstairs neighbor, knocked on the door, and handed her like a small pillow, and said, "Please put this between your bed and the wall," and just left. Let's knock against the wall.
Oh, damn.
She's just like, please just put this between your bed and the wall. Oh, that was fucking brilliant. She brought her own pillow to give to her. I thought that was the best part.
That's amazing.
That is fucking awesome, dude.
Because, like, what else do you say? Like, I mean, you can make it like this awkward, long, drawn-out conversation, or you can just get right to the point and leave, so the embarrassment is just like a Band-Aid getting ripped off. Like, oh my god, oh, she's already gone.
Yeah. It's like, you heard all that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I heard it so much that I felt the need to bring a fucking pillow over, lady.
Yeah. It's like, I need to fucking sleep. I do not need to hear
Oh, man.
constantly.
He was late to that party.
Yeah.
At one point. Like, they had broken up and they decided to have makeup sex, and apparently going to the corner store and getting a rubber was too much work.
Whoops.
So she was late on her period after that. So they were real fucking worried.
Yeah, that's no bueno.
Of course, I'm pretty sure that dude thought he was an actual like fucking Babylonian god. So
Wow.
Wait, whoa, what?
Yeah, I feel like you're leaving like interesting details out of the story.
So this dude used to go by the name Xerxes Marduk a lot online because he genuinely was under the impression that he was probably the reincarnation of like a Babylonian deity.
Wow.
There's not enough like shrooms, and there's just not enough.
This guy was brilliant, like computers and stuff, fucking brilliant.
Yeah. Okay.
You also get women to do pretty much anything, which was insane because he's not like. I mean, I'd say on looks, he's definitely like maybe, I don't know, a 7.5, an 8.
Why are you looking at me when you say that?
Well, because
you're like
sizing him. Like,
definitely like, hey, there we go.
Just about anything, including like pose naked out in like the middle of winter on the beach.
Damn.
And do like photo shoots and shit. Which he would promise not to show anybody, and then I would see because he would show me and other friends. Which I thought
that's fascinating that women think that they're not going to fucking get shown, dude.
Yeah, I mean, if some dude's taking pictures, you should know it as friends. Ladies out there, if you didn't fucking know already. I mean, sorry.
It's like, just in case.
If it doesn't get posted on the internet, consider yourself lucky. If it's just the guy's friends that see it, you're
always posted on the internet. Yeah, he had a website. Yeah. I don't think he has a website anymore. So, postscript on that story. He moved to Utah, became a Mormon, married and had kids, and like maybe 5 years later wanted me to like advocate him as like a CIA agent. And I was like, nah, I'm not really down with that.
What?
Advocate?
Why you?
Because I'd known him for a really long time, like for a number of years, which is why I didn't want him to be a CIA agent.
Oh yeah, no, that sounds.
Well, you're a
guy that thought he was a god. You don't want him to be in the CIA.
Yeah, like Detroit, Engelhardt, either you guys want to be in the CIA. I would definitely be like, yeah, these guys are cool. I wouldn't be worried. This dude was pretty sociopathic, and his moral compass wasn't really that great. I mean, it wasn't a serial killer, but he certainly wasn't a nice guy. Like obviously, from everything else I've said.
Yeah, you've built up quite a good.
That's why I don't want to. I was like, no, I'm not gonna call the CIA and be like, yeah, great,
go for it, man.
This guy should have access to the secrets so that nobody in the rest of the fucking United States should know.
Yeah, thank you for contributing to the security of our nation, dude. Appreciate it.
Again, I mean, he could get like female spies to do whatever. So I mean, then maybe I made a mistake.
Oh well.
You could have saved the world, man. It's all your fault.
I could have stopped 9/11.
Yeah. His extreme self-absorption, dude, could have saved the planet.
Captain
he was
Planner.
very self-absorbed. Like he had a girlfriend that moved with him, probably 5 hours away, to go to college. Changed the school she was going to be closer to him, and then he just left for South America to go on like a backpacking trip, and just didn't even tell her he was going to go.
Wow.
And had no idea why she was upset. And I actually sat down. I had to sit him down and explain. I'm like, see, when you do this with a girl, she thinks you're in a long-term relationship with her. Like, you may not have thought that, but you sent her all of the signals of that.
Yeah.
You moved in with her in another place. She changed schools. And sadly, like, this bitch went after him.
Well, see, the thing is when you're giving those kind of signals, like, there's just some times where it's like you can't read that extra bit. When it's like happening, and you're like, no, like things are working. These are the signals I'm getting. We're supposed to be going in this direction because that's all I'm getting now. To up and like, well, yeah, no, I'm actually just gonna go away now. It's like, no,
I'm gonna go to another continent now.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
I don't think you would care.
Cross an ocean.
Oh, she ended up like quitting school and her job and fucking taking all her money and like going after him into South America, like following him. I don't know. Postscript, she ended up dating somebody else at Ellington for a while, so.
Huh. Okay.
I don't remember who, though.
Oh, well.
Just some guy.
Some dude at Ellington Hall that we used to go dancing with. Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know if we knew the guy.
Okay.
But I knew her. Yeah, that was weird. That was awkward. Oh, Satan and Satires in the chat. He wants us to know that no one loves us and our channel is bad.
Yay!
We were already well aware of this.
Yay!
We've seen the numbers, buddy.
We love you too.
We're all sending mental hugs to Satan and Satire because we know what he really wants is love.
All you need is love.
Yeah, he can deny it all he wants, but what he really wants is a long hug with a little grind action.
It's just like the afterwards. Like you go in for the hug, you get that nice secure hug, and then you just gently pelvic thrust into the person's leg, and you're like, "What are you doing?" It's like, "Shh, let it happen."
Hugs and dickens. I've had weird things like that when I was blues dancing in San Francisco. Like chicks would like do like the beaver clamp or like fucking.
Oh god, the beaver clamp. It's actually a thing. I'm not kidding. It is. Yeah. I've had so as a dancer, yeah, you have this kind of like personal space, lack thereof, because you're used to being so close to somebody. But one of my first times experiencing kind of blues, what it's called fusion dancing, because it's, long story short, it's a mixture of dance styles and you do it to slower music.
Yeah.
Okay, that's probably the simplest way I can explain it. But it's really intimate. But it doesn't mean you're dry humping the person that you're dancing with. It's not club music. It's just intimate. But I had somebody, like, this is one of the first times I was doing this.
Nice.
And I had somebody who just like absolutely just like pressed themselves on me and just like clamped as hard as they could to the point it's like, I can't get you off of me. This is a problem.
It's just no longer
almost assault, lady.
It's like a cartoon thing where like Ingleworth is just trying to pry the bitch off.
it's like I don't like I don't know what I'm doing here.
You were dating somebody at the time too. So
I think I was.
Like you were trying to pick up girls.
No. It's like I just want. Just give me 3 minutes to dance with you, and then let's go on with our lives. But no, you're gonna have to like cling to me, like, like I just stepped out of the dryer. It's just like.
I danced with one chick that had the softest breasts I've ever felt in the world.
Jesus, dude.
They were ginormous torpedo boobs, and I think she might have stuffed a little because it honestly felt like pillows, like just the light, airy pillows. It was so bizarre. In blues dancing, you have a chest-to-chest at the same time. So it's sort of like dancing in a hug.
Yeah.
So it's not like I'm groping or like, inappropriately grabbing anybody. But she really liked to dance in closed embrace, so there's a lot of like in the hug, and it was just like, oh, it was so soft. I don't know, man. It was just weird. It's very memorable.
Apparently.
Fucking died over here.
Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Oh, man.
Oh, fuck.
All right. To get out of that awkward moment here.
We derail the stream, man. We had a flow going.
I'm enjoying myself. I don't know what you're doing.
Take a peek and stab at finding one. Holy fuck.
Fun.
That seems to be the response I have every single time I peek into your mind.
That's a fair point.
And it's usually forcibly.
Yeah. That's probably why a lot of people like choose to not hang around me again in VR chat when I talk. You think I don't have a filter here? Oh, buddy. I thought this was actually a good question for us, though. If someone offered you $1 million to watch the same movie for 24 hours straight, could you do it? And what movie would you choose?
Yeah.
Dude, that's fucking easy, dude. Yes. Who couldn't do that?
What movie would I choose?
I think I might do it for $50. Fuck that.
Oh man, okay, I didn't think that would be the case.
Well, it's a movie for a day.
Yeah, for $1 million, who wouldn't fucking do that? The movie part, what movie is really the main part of that?
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, I would want to pick one that if I ended up hating it afterwards, like I don't think I necessarily would. But if I wouldn't be heartbroken.
Let's see.
I don't know.
I think I would do either Super Troopers or Beer Fest.
Super Troopers or Beer
probably
Fest.
Super Troopers.
That's pretty good.
See, because growing up, I watched Super Troopers so much on my just rewatching it.
Yeah.
That me and my friends would literally pick a character, pick somebody, and then cite their lines. So literally, I'd be doing that for just 24 hours because I enjoyed that movie that much.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Like, to me, that's like, it's like, okay, you want me to do? And then I get $1 million out of it.
Yeah, the $1 million thing. Yeah, I think for $1 million.
Yeah, that's the easiest $1 million. You want me to stay up all night? Just give me a shit ton of caffeine and food. Like, if I have to be awake the entire time because falling asleep disqualifies you.
And I assume you're gonna have to pee in a jar and crap in a bag or a diaper or something. So
just give me a bucket. Give me a nice big bucket.
Good big size bucket.
Something I could seal because that shit would be weapons grade after a while. Dude.
Yeah. I think we lost Satan. We finally went too far for Satan. Yeah. Bucket was too far.
Yeah.
He's winning.
Yeah, he's fucking nugs and dicking.
All right, so
the Big Lebowski would probably be mine, dude.
Okay.
So we got Lebowski and we got Super Troopers.
Yes.
I have a different strategy. I would go with Dune.
Dune?
Dune is like a 4.5 hour movie.
Oh, right.
Okay.
So I'd only have to watch it 6 times. That's my thought. It's also a really long and interesting movie with a lot of really weird plots and subtle hints. So I think I might get more out of it each time I watched it anyway, and I'd rather enjoy it.
Yes, that's the one thing. It's I'm not sure if a long movie is necessarily a good movie. Because I like The Lord of the Rings, but I tried to watch the director's cut on that crap, where they're 4 hours long, or 3-4 hours long movies.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And I'm talking full on extended.
Yeah, well, I have digital copies of all 3 of those. Yeah,
and they're great movies.
Oh yeah.
But to watch something for 4 hours, that's not constantly this kind of stimulating bit.
It's that's your ADD part, though.
Yeah, I'm a little ADD, man.
That doesn't bother me at all.
Yeah. I don't know. That was one of the few. Those were one of the few movies that I watched where after a 3-hour movie was done, I was like, "Fuck, it's over already." I actually enjoyed them that much. I don't know if I could rewatch them though. Like you're saying, the first time I watched it, I'm like, "Holy shit, that was 3.5 hours. That's fucking amazing."
I honestly tried to marathon the Lord of the Rings extended
the whole
ones.
Lord of the Rings thing.
Yeah, and I got through the first one. And I tried to get through the second one, and I maybe got about a quarter of the way in, and I was like, I'm done, man. It's just too much Lord of the Rings. I'm sorry.
Even though I hate them, it would be interesting to try to do that with the Hobbit movies and then the Lord of the Rings.
See, could you...
Because there's 3 Hobbit movies and 3 Lord of the Rings movies. So you're talking 6 movies, all of which are at least 2 hours apiece.
Yeah, and if you do extended of
at least 3 hours, dude.
Those are 3 or 4 hours. So, you're killing most of your stuff.
Assume 9 hours for The Hobbit and 9 more hours for Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
So that's at least 18 hours.
See, and here's the thing.
That's a 2-day thing. You marathon one set one day and the other set the next day. I don't think you would really want to do them all because you're gonna have meal breaks and bathroom breaks. I mean, that's gonna be almost 24 hours right there.
But we're talking about a 24-hour.
With just one movie.
Just one movie.
Over and over.
See, if you could do a series, it'd be like Harry Potter series. Done.
Yeah, I could do that for 24 hours. Yeah, I think
do that, and then the extras, the ones after that, the ones that are coming out. We have another one coming out, I think. That's.
Oh yeah. The what was it? The first one was Monsters and.
Oh no, Monsters and
Mythical Beasts or something.
Yes.
Like that? Mythical Monsters and Beasts. Something.
No, I think it was Monsters Mythical Beasts. Mythical Beasts.
But they're doing a sequel to that. You're right. Yeah.
So that's definitely if I would really hope it'd be a series because Harry Potter.
No, I would just one. So if you were doing Harry Potter, you'd have to pick one of the movies.
That's the problem, is because I love Harry Potter. I love those movies. I couldn't binge them for 24 hours straight. One movie for 24 hours straight. There's only so much Harry Potter. I probably would pick the one because I am a basic
the Harry
bitch.
Potter movies right up until the last movie.
Really, the Deathly Hallows.
The last 2 were just so fucking bad.
I tried to get into Harry Potter and I just couldn't, dude. Like all my friends and people whose opinions I respected loved it, and I tried to fucking watch it, tried to get into it, and I just didn't fucking dig it, man.
Books, mind you. So even up to like the last books I liked.
See, I'm not
the movies. I just didn't really. I thought that they didn't. I don't know. It just felt like so long.
Yeah.
Like they stretched the. It could have been one movie kind of thing.
What, the last one?
Yeah, I kind of felt like the last one could have just been one movie.
Then you'd get the flip side of the argument where they're not putting enough in.
No, I know what you mean, but yeah, I just felt like it was too.
The funny thing is you're still sitting there going like, "Oh, it felt like they kind of stretched it out." It's like, well, people are, everyone's sitting there going, "Yeah, stretch it out."
Yeah,
I would take part 6 of the Deathly Hallows because those books are huge.
With the Hobbit movies, they could have done it all in one movie if they hadn't thrown in a bunch of shit that wasn't in the book.
See,
then I wouldn't have hated them.
That's
it's the reason. Sorry, I barely watched those movies like 2 weeks ago, and again, I absolutely fucking adored the Lord of the Rings movies.
Fucking Legolas,
and I barely watched those movies like 2 weeks ago because I'm like, how do you get 3 movies out of this fucking book?
You include a fucking 20-minute scene of Legolas dancing around on a bunch of fucking barrels in a river, shooting crap with his bow.
Dude, you know what? I watched it, and that was pretty ridiculous. But not as ridiculous as his jumping, managing to run on stones that are falling when the fucking bridge thing collapses. That was fucking ridiculous, dude.
That dude must have made so much money. But I'm sure, like, while he was doing that, he was like, people are going to fucking hate me after this.
Like, the barrels thing, like, technically could happen. Like, okay, he's really well-trained or whatever. But, okay, the rocks are falling. And he's stepping on them and managing to fucking get up and out of danger. That was fucking ridiculous.
Oh, man. I thought it was weird that they took Baird, who was the guardsman. In the books, he's well-respected and one of the most liked people in town. Right. In the movies, everybody hates him, and he's like some loser who fucking can't support his own family.
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a little weird.
Totally different in the book, man.
Damn. I don't think I ever noticed that.
Yeah, he's on par with the mayor as far as people like him better than the mayor in the books, and he's on par.
Well, I thought the people did. It was just the people in charge that didn't like him.
But even in the books, the people in charge had respect for him. They didn't hate him.
Oh, right. Yeah,
and the mayor was the mayor was a coward. But he wasn't there wasn't all the weird communism overtones and weird hoarding stuff going on. Mm-hmm. The mayor of the town was a coward, and he ran out and ditched everyone. But he wasn't keeping all the money and keeping everybody starving. None of that was going on. Everybody was doing great in the town. That's why they were so happy to see the dwarves. Is they were already doing great, and they thought the dwarves were a sign of more prosperity to come. They assumed the dwarves would kill the dragon, and then trade would increase, and they'd be doing even better than they were.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So now I know that I'm a super fucking nerd.
Jeez,
stuff would know.
Yeah, no, it was weird how they kind of made it kind of bleak and desolate.
Yeah, the town was great. Lake Town was awful. Hundreds of years prior to that, when the fucking dragon destroyed
when the dragon first fucked everything up. Yeah.
But by the time the dwarves showed up in the Hobbit, everything had been doing all right. They were a prosperous town.
Yeah. Although I did like the way they handled the whole Oakenshield bit with Thor. I know it's not from. It wasn't in the Hobbit, I don't believe. I think it was in. The Silmarillion, right?
Silmarillion, yeah.
Yeah, okay. But I like the way they handled that, dude. Where he's got a giant... Because the way they say it in the book, it's kind of like he had just a little branch.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Yeah, where it's a giant fucking piece of oak that he uses.
Yeah, it's essentially a fucking oak log that he's holding on to, which I thought worked really well.
Yeah, that kind of stuff is great. I don't have a problem with that kind of stuff. I just thought...
Other than it shouldn't be in the movie?
In the books, the elves are all silly, drunken, goofball kind of characters. They literally are just hanging from the trees, drunkenly singing as the hobbits are moving through the first time when they meet Elrond.
Elrond.
Elrond. Isn't it Elrond?
Yeah, Elrond. The one played by Hugo Weaving.
Yeah. The guy from the Matrix.
Okay.
Yeah, the one that always hates humans, no matter what character he plays.
Yeah.
He's telling us something.
But yeah, when they first go there, all the younger elves. So essentially, what it is like the older elves are more serious because they've lived longer, but the younger elves are just silly and having a good time because they know they've got forever ahead of them. And so they literally just hang around all day drinking and fucking singing songs together. And it's apparently like they have a very prolonged childhood. And so it's like demonstrated in The Hobbit because as the hobbits are moving through the forest to Elrond's house, there's like elves just laughing and singing and making fun of them.
So they're assholes.
No, they're not, not in a mean way.
They just don't give a shit.
Yeah,
because it was supposed to be like a little kid's book.
Yeah.
So. If you know you're immortal, I mean, what's the hurry in growing up?
Exactly. That was essentially the point.
Yeah.
It was to underline and make it clear.
So the unfortunate part is I'm not as big a nerd as you.
Yeah.
As you can clearly tell that this is a conversation you two are having. But I'm perfectly fine enjoying sitting here and watching you nerd out.
Yeah, well, I was going to change the subject soon anyway, but I thought that was kind of entertaining. Why we need to be more depressing.
No.
Nerd
about Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit.
Well, because we talked.
Although, dude, I wouldn't mind if they took some of the better parts of the Silmarillion and made a fucking movie about it. Like I said, that book is a really slow read, and that's coming from someone who loves the fucking the Lord of the Rings universe. It takes a long time to get going, but there's a lot of good shit in there. It just takes a while to get to it.
There's a lot of lore they could make other stuff out of, for sure. So they could get other stories out of.
So here's your Stabby's gut punch.
Yeah, Margot Kidder, the actress who played Lois Lane in the original Superman movies, died at the age of 69. May 14th, so 6 days ago.
Yeah.
Okay. Look at everybody. Yeah. We know how to kill a party.
Yeah.
I just thought that was like, I just wanted to pay some homage because she was such a badass actress, man. She was fucking awesome.
Yeah. See, I was very young when that movie came out, dude, and I don't think I've watched it since, to be honest with you.
Oh, I own the DVD set.
You are increasing your nerd.
It's been a long time since I've seen this.
Oh man, I that was a gut punch to me just because she was such a part of my childhood, and I've seen those movies so many times to the point where literally I own them all on DVD. Yeah. Oh, poor Margaret. Let's see. Oh, I do have an interesting story about a hunter that was trespassing. That might bring it up a little bit here. So,
all right. Can't get any worse. Let's fucking do it.
Yeah, we're at the back. We're not back at the bottom. Let's go up.
All right. So this fellow up here was hunting, and then somebody took a video of it. I'm not sure if it'll really come across on this, but essentially, he's walking along, and right about there. He got something. There was they used an airbag device to just spray paint at the guy.
Yeah,
because he was trespassing on their property. Like they talked to him before. He's not allowed to hunt on their property.
Yes,
and he did it anyway.
He's doing it anyway, claiming that he's for 60 years he's been walking this road to get to the other side of that property where the hunting area is that he is allowed to be in. And so they finally, I guess, set up a booby trap and put it on YouTube.
Nice.
So what ended up ultimately being the result was he got charged with like trespass, and they got charged with like assault. And they're not necessarily gonna completely like convict anybody or like take it. They're just holding the charges against them, provided they don't do anything. They'll drop them.
Kind of a hey, knock it off, you
like
two
6
kind
months,
of thing.
as long as they don't do anything else, nobody goes to jail. But if either him or the people that own the property do something further to escalate, they'll be like smacked into jail on whatever charges.
Yeah,
I thought it was interesting because I've been seeing this a lot the last couple of weeks. Is people who think that magical like private property is some sort of magical, like fucking kingdom that
Do
you
whatever
own,
you want.
and you can do whatever you want. Anybody that comes onto there has to do whatever you say. It's very entertaining. It's like, no, you can't improvise an explosive device. You know, just to keep somebody off your property. Like, you can call the cops, you can confront the guy and tell him to leave, but you can't just, like, shoot the guy if you feel like it, or, like, fucking set up weird bomb traps that spray paint, though it was kind of funny.
No, it's very hilarious.
and to be fair, like, the risk of hunters trespassing on your property is a lot of hunters just don't fucking pay attention. And so if they're not careful of what direction they're shooting, it could shoot the house.
Yeah.
Unintentionally. Like, and they might not even see the house and might not even realize the house is there. And if it's posted that there's no trespassing, that's obviously, like, they knew they're not supposed to be there. I don't know. Like, it's a tough call on that particular one. But what was it? It's like a lot of people seem to think that you're not allowed to film or record in stores because it's private property, so it's illegal to do it. Mm-hmm. And we have, the reality is there's filming and recording laws that may or may not apply depending on what state you're in. Most places, if you're being filmed or recorded, you have the right to film or record as well. Mm-hmm. So the fact that they're filming you with security cameras, you can film too. They can ask you to leave if you want to record stuff, but they can't, like, make you turn off your camera or take it away from you. They can just make you leave.
Yeah.
Mm.
So it's not illegal to record. It's just they have the option to say you're not welcome here anymore.
Yeah.
In our store.
I had a story like that where it wasn't anything huge, but I was doing a report on an old building in town. And It was very originally, like, back in, like, the 40s. It was an old, like a store, like a not a convenience store. I keep thinking convenience store.
Like a general store.
General store.
Okay.
And so it had a little bit of everything. So there's a picture that's from a second story that looks downward on top of, like, the entire store. It's at the same location, so I came up with the idea of, I get this old picture, go to that location now, and take the same picture at the same location.
And see what
so it almost looks like a before and after.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
And so I got there, and I have a little camera, and I, like, get ready to get all nice and posted up, and I'm like, try to aim it right. And while I'm trying to do this, I got spotted right away.
Oh, of course.
And so they're just like, excuse me, what are you doing? Going to glare. I'm like, it's okay, I'm just doing this for... And so they're just kind of, like, staring at me, think I'm trying to do something sneaky. It's like, it's currently a bookstore.
Yeah.
So it's like, what do you think I'm going to do? Zoom in on all the books and steal stuff with a camera? Like, post up? It's like, hold on, I'm going to ransack this bookstore.
What kind of corporate espionage do they think you were involved in, dude?
Yeah, I think the only thing that I can think of is that you're going to get copies of the prices and maybe tell the competitor what their prices are. But
the thing is,
that's easily accessible anyway, dude.
Yeah.
But why would you do that so blatantly?
Yeah. For one, yeah. Like, the thing is, it's like, what was it? It was like it's like a Barnes and Noble right now, and so
okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And so it's like, oh, sorry, I at that time Borders was still a thing. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, I work for Borders, so this is just I'm a spy. So.
Damn, dude. Like, they put their books on shelves. We never thought of that.
Yeah.
They organize it this way.
Yeah, in that kind of situation, I would say it's probably a good idea to ask them. But
I think if I was going to, like, take pictures of books, like something a little more directly, like not this giant, massive shot.
Well, see, the thing is, you run into a thing where they're creating a public space. They're allowing anybody in who wants to come in. They're not. It's not a membership only kind of place, so they don't really have the same expectation of privacy kind of thing.
And I can understand the whole approaching to ask. Like, I'm perfectly fine with that part.
Oh yeah.
It just seemed like right out the gate it was kind of like I'm like, oh, easy now. I'm just taking.
Well, retail workers are fucking weird sometimes, man. Their jobs are so crappy that they'll just take out that fucking stress on people.
Yeah, it's like, oh, an opportunity.
It's like, oh, you're not somebody I have to be respectful of. Now I can fuck you over like everybody.
But thankfully,
I'm miserable here, so I'm going to make you miserable here too.
Thankfully, I was like, well, if you just give me a moment, all I want to do is take this picture. I want to make sure it's there, and then I'll leave. Like, I'm fine. Hey, it's like, hell, I'll buy a book just to make it better.
Yeah.
You know, and because I was reading manga at the time, so yeah, I could definitely find.
Oh yeah, and they have a pretty decent selection of manga in that place. Yeah.
So, shout out to Barnes and Noble's manga section.
And the other thing I thought was interesting was I saw these people at Walmart. Somebody was being detained for shoplifting.
Yeah.
And so other people were filming it with the intention of uploading it. And so at that point, you're technically covered by the First Amendment.
Yeah.
So you're actually like recording under the First Amendment, because if you engage in the actions of the press, you're then covered by the freedom of the press. You don't actually have to have some sort of, fucking certificate or credential. That's all nonsense. But they can't ask you to step off the private property. However, in most cases, they don't necessarily have any rights to the parking lot.
Yeah.
Most of the time, they'll own the store, and then the parking lot is rented. So they don't have the authority of the person who's actually owning the parking lot. So it's a slightly different case there.
Parking lots are rented? That's fucking weird.
Yeah, the whole thing is weird. Okay. Some places, well, and that's the thing. Some places will own the whole property. They'll own the building and the parking lot area, but a lot of places are just renting it. And so renting the property, they have these same, what do you call it? The same, because it'll be a shopping center, right? So some dude owns that whole piece of property.
Yeah.
And then he rents out spaces to all of them, but he owns the parking lot. They don't pay rent for the parking lot. That's just like a perk to renting one of the spaces.
Yeah.
Right.
So they'll own the store. Essentially, they'll have the same authority as the owner of the store, but they won't have the same authority as the owner of the parking lot. That's reserved for the guy that actually owns the property, because they're not renting the parking lot. They're just renting the building.
Yeah. No, I get that on a shopping, like at a mall, but like at a Walmart, like I don't understand why you wouldn't just own it.
So like you go to like in our area, if you go north to the nearest Walmart, it's like a Walmart, a Home Depot, a dollar store. There's just a whole bunch of different stores in the big big shopping.
Okay, I gotcha.
And that's what I'm talking about. In that case, they probably don't parking lot.
Yeah. Okay.
Although
that segue was probably unnecessary. I apologize to everyone.
No, you were right. You were pointing out a good point, though. I mean, if I wasn't making it clear enough, yeah, it's just a weird, like, legal gray area kind of thing. But it's hilarious to watch people just flip the fuck out. Like, you're not allowed to do that. That's illegal. It's like, no, it's perfectly legal for me to film you. We're out in public. Like, there's no fucking expectation of privacy here. I don't know what you think your rights are, but you can be filmed. Satan Satire in the comments, I'm back. Give me attention. Oh man,
we missed you.
Oh god, but it's so funny to watch these people just flip shit anytime anybody has a camera, because I think most of the time they're doing shit they're not supposed to.
Yeah,
and they know it. And they're like, you can't film me. I'm doing something wrong.
Yeah. Then you just watch out, it's like, this time on Cops. Yeah.
I would just say the only thing you want to make sure of is that you're not doing it in secret.
Yeah.
Because if you're doing it in secret and then you post it, you can get in a lot of trouble. Because a lot of states will have, like, rules about, like, everybody has to be aware of it kind of deal.
Yeah.
Even in public, oddly enough.
Like the selfie stick.
Yeah, like a selfie stick. And if you're doing that, everybody fucking sees you, because everybody's like, who's that douchebag with a fucking selfie stick?
That's awesome.
But then again, I've never owned a smartphone. Like, I always had, like, flip phones. That's the best.
Wait, you still have a flip phone?
This is a flip phone.
You poor archaic bastard.
You know, how much do you pay a month for that smartphone?
Like $60.
I pay like $15 every other month for this.
Good for you. I have a computer in my pocket.
Yeah. I have one right there.
Yeah. Although we've had this discussion before, like Tabby's almost always on his actual computer. Like I always use my smartphone, so I actually have a use for it. But for him, he's always on his fucking computer, so he doesn't have as much use for it.
Why would I be messing around with a smartphone when I could put on my VR goggles, which you don't have, and go into a virtual world and interact with people.
Someone jumped the technology segment here. It's like, no. I don't want to do a smartphone. This is bullshit. But VR, on the other hand,
I can literally go into a VR like version of my desktop and like move windows around and shit with my hands, like waving them in the air, moving fucking windows around and typing. Well, I can't type, but I can like hunt and peck, which is what I do anyways.
Click.
Yeah, I just got to point the little pointer at each letter and click on it when I type shit up.
That's pretty good.
But literally, like, one of the parts of the little virtual world is like a theater. So you can just load up movies in there, and you're fucking like you're sitting in a theater in virtual reality, watching a movie on a big fucking theater screen. It's really kind of cool.
Yeah, that sounds pretty neat. I'm still a huge fan of wanting to play the game Super Hot for VR.
Super Hot?
Super Hot.
Super Hot. Is that one of those like hentai porno games?
No, it's not.
Oh, well, why would
it
you
does sound like that? That was the impression I got when you said the title.
No, and this is something that it's been out for a little while, and if Stabby does it, I don't know if Stabby's going to do his research or not.
Oh, I'm just.
He's on the chat. So it's kind of like, what's the best way to do it? I think like the Matrix in slow motion. Like, a lot of stuff is happening, so you can like pick up bottles, and it's really like low grade stuff. Like it's very just kind of like Polygon-esque.
Yeah, almost.
So it's like so it's like really, but it's like you can pick up like bottles and like knives and like guns and stuff, and you pretty much just take out a room full of guys, and you do it like every time you move, time moves, like a little bit faster.
That's interesting.
So you have to really like kind of calculate what you're gonna do, and then make it one kind of very solid motion.
Oh, okay. So you have to like choreograph shit before you do it.
Yeah, so you have to have like very quickly like understand where everyone's going, and then when you do it, it's like this. You know, you pick up a gun, shoot that guy. You know, like shoot two guys, throw a knife at somebody, and then steal that person's gun because they launched it in the air, and then you can take out someone on. You know,
that actually sounds kind of cool.
Yeah, it's like super. It looks super badass, and it responds pretty well for a VR game. Like I watched a lot of Let's Plays there. It's like, oh, I'm down. I am sold.
Oh man, Skittles blows an entire room of guys all at once. Well, in VR chat, who knows how many people are fucking playing one-handed? Oh, fucking! There are.
That's gross.
There are not VR, but 3D chat programs where people do like porno shit with each other online. So like it's like a chat room, like an enhanced chat room with little 3D character models that you walk around, and then you're that guy and you're talking to other real people playing, and you can make your little 3D models bang and shit. I just found that today. I thought that was the funniest, saddest thing ever. You get online and have like role play with some random person in some other fucking little fucking basement room, making your little fucking virtual 3D characters. They look like little Sims characters.
Huh.
And then they literally can like make them like bang and shit, like full on hardcore porno and shit. You can choose like the positions and all the different shit.
Slapping them together like a seal.
That shit. I was like, that's some fucking crazy shit. And there's like a whole bunch of different ones too. I was like, damn, that's cool.
That's what happens when the dark side of the internet touches.
Yeah, I'm not going there. That's too fucking weird for me. It's too weird for me. I don't think anybody should be there.
That is the dark place, my son.
Except for maybe Satan and Satire. I think that might be good for him.
No light touches that.
That might be his thing. He can get all the hugs and dicking he wants.
Yeah. He might get a little too much hugs and dicking than he does want.
Well, I would just assume that everybody on that game is like most of the people are dudes pretending to be girls. So you would just assume like at least 90% of the women are guys and 100% of the guys are guys. And you're just pretending to fuck some other dude with a voice changer. You know, like,
you.
Exactly. Oh my god, look at the egg. Which is even better because you just made this character, so of course it's got a giant wang.
That's a slider.
Oh god. Which leads me to, like, I watched this Japanese porn star getting interviewed, and I found out of one genre of Japanese porn I'd never heard of because they got a whole bunch of weird shit they do. But it's literally called I'm Stuck. It's like women who got through some random hilarious mishap stuck halfway through a wall. So they're like they're stuck at the waist in a wall, so their back end is out the one side of the wall and their front end's out the other, and they can't get out. And so then guys will just have sex with them. Or they'll be like trying to get through an elevator, but some hilarious incident occurs and they're stuck halfway through the elevator, so guys will just bang them in the elevator.
That's pretty fucking bizarre.
Okay.
Or like they'll get their hands stuck in the sink, or they'll get stuck under. I'm not going to get stuck under the bed, but they'll get stuck under the bed. It was fucking hilarious, man. I've yet to watch it. I've seen a lot of the titles, but I'm just like, I don't know if I want to see that shit. That's a little weird.
That browser history, though.
Oh, my browser history is a nightmare. You gotta remember, like, I find that shit funny, so like, it's not like I'm gonna be like watching it like, oh yeah, baby. It's just gonna be like, what the fuck is going on? Like, why, you know, it's Japan, so it's all gonna be fucking schoolgirls. Like every single thing, you know, it's gonna be all schoolgirls and teachers and stuff banging. But I thought that was hilarious. Oh, and then there's one where like the girl hits her head and passes out, and they bang her.
Oh god, that's bad.
That's just creepy.
That's just bad.
And you're just like, God damn it, Japan, why? But I don't know, it's like VR porn. VR porn is hilarious. That shit is so fucking
Shout out
funny.
to VR porn.
Well, there's a weird perspective glitch, and everybody looks like dolls.
Ah.
So you look like, from your perspective, like you're a little doll man banging little doll women. It's so weird. It's like picture everybody you know like 40% smaller. It's so fucking weird.
Let's try to imagine that.
And there's hilarious. Still the screen door effect, so everything looks like it's a little bit pixelated and through a screen door.
Yeah.
So it's not very realistic, but it's very hilarious to watch. Highly recommend that to anybody who has VR goggles. Highly recommend that. Or you can actually get like a cardboard thing and put your phone in it.
I think I'm good.
No, you should absolutely watch it.
You're good.
You will laugh your balls off. You will laugh your balls off. It's so fucking funny.
See, the unfortunate part is like I would have like can they hear you say stuff while this is happening?
No. This isn't like real time.
Oh, okay.
This is just like a porno movie.
Oh, okay.
Like they shoot it with a special camera so that you can like look around and it has depth to it.
Okay.
But somehow they haven't perfected it so everybody looks like 20 or 30% smaller.
Okay. Because if you could actually hear what somebody's saying, I'd be laughing the entire time, and I think that would kill somebody's mood.
It's like every chick is 4 feet tall.
So they're just like, like,
that would actually be pretty fucking funny. Well, they have virtual girlfriends with like porn scenes and stuff that you do. Like you interact and you're supposed to like woo the girl or something.
Yeah.
Woo! And that just seems like I haven't watched any of that because I think I would find that without having to pay for it. I'm not gonna pay for that for a laugh. That's just not worth it. That's too sad.
Highbrow, very high class.
I was gonna show
content.
The website, but none of the websites are safe enough to show on here without getting us banned. But literally, it's like have a real life girlfriend who lives in your computer.
But it's not.
It might be good. It might be good practice for some fucking incredibly socially awkward people. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, well, you can set the difficulty level so it's either easier or harder to get into the girl's pants. I assume there's some sort of like interaction where like they'll say something. It has voice recognition, which seems really advanced for porn. Because you're not actually talking to a person in real life. You're just like going through a series of videos, like a Japanese dating sim, but with real people.
Interesting.
It's tempting. Oh, that's a good point. He says, no one even watches your channel. How would you get banned for showing it? That is a very, that's a very good point. Satire. I cannot argue with that logic.
Yeah, YouTube is not monitoring our broadcast, dude.
That is a very fair point.
Or oh god, this reminded me of a story.
I want to know, Geek Thulu fucking spies on us. He might flag it out of spite.
I wonder if he's still doing that, man.
Come at me, bro.
Yeah.
That was sad.
Go ahead, Geek. If you're lurking incognito, press 1 in the chat.
That's awesome.
Man.
So actually, so this reminds me. So segue into this. You've heard about the whole collab DRM thing?
No.
Oh lordy. I forget the. It was a PewDiePie video who was doing a react video to a Twitch streamer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go ahead.
And called her a Twitch thought because she was very much somebody who very much used what she had.
A titty streamer.
Yeah.
Yes, she's a titty streamer.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Twitch thought it was appropriate.
And so, obviously, with her watching, pretty much doing a video of her responding to his reaction video, very meta. So that turned into an entire, her kind of like going off and wanting to give him a strike.
Yeah, copyright strike.
Not a strike. A copyright claim.
Yes, a claim. Sorry.
No, copyright claim. Good point. Yeah.
So yeah, I know that was the difference. That was a whole conversation they were having back and forth, whether it was strike or claim that they're referring to. So she was referring to a claim, and Collab DRM, which is apparently a company that likes to go around and monitor people's content and manually put in claims whether the original person knows it or not. Straight up put in a claim to PewDiePie's video, thus taking it off. And so he had to pull his video, mod it or edit that video out, and then re-upload.
Oh, man. Oh, so was the only person in the video? Multiple.
She pretty much barked towards this is a thing that can happen. I get money out of it because she gets a certain portion of his income coming from that because it's a whole fair use claim,
which
fair
is
use
really
issue.
Fucking making his point, his calling out as a Twitch thought like a lot more fucking accurate.
Well, dude, she was really proud of what she did too. The fucking bitch. Like, dude, it's so fucked up because, well, that thing is she collects money because it's supposed to be like copyrighted material that he's using, which again, it's fair use, so that's fucking bullshit. But no, she actually collects money and has done this before, apparently, where she just puts a copyright claim on somebody and collects money from them without them really realizing it. Like if it's a bigger streamer or, somebody that makes a shitload of money, they might not be noticing $700 getting pulled off or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty fucking fucked up, dude.
With the copyright claim, she was probably getting like the majority of the fucking funds from.
I don't think it was a huge chunk, but it was a decent chunk. Like she said, she'd get like $700 some bucks out of it, which to me, $700 is decent. Yeah. Which the other issue was, it was a smaller YouTuber talking about this whole thing happening, and he got flagged.
She flagged him too?
No, this is still Collab DRM kind of doing its own free fire from the hip kind of crap. Where it's just like it's anyone seemingly talking about this and probably presenting. I don't know if he actually presented the video, the smaller one, because this is a smaller guy, like 2,000 subs. Like, so really,
are they gonna claim our video?
That's the one thing I'm wondering, and I'm kind of interested to see if that happens.
We've had a video claimed before.
Really?
So one of the old videos that Class and I made, when we were playing some sort of game where you dress up a paper doll.
Okay.
And we put the look on your face right now.
I was so confused. When did this happen? Why?
We're still doing Minecraft. Class and I thought it was funny to go and play like these games like for little kids, like those, like seriously though.
Okay.
They're funny, but we put a background music of. We specifically went to the extent of finding digital rights free or open source symphonies.
Okay.
Just playing classical pieces. Like I think we got something from like fucking Bach or something, and or like Wagner. I think it was. It was like a piece from Wagner.
Yeah.
And it's all done by an orchestra that specifically wanted to be open source, so it's nobody has any legal claim to it. Somebody claimed it anyway.
Huh.
And we were just like, well, we're not making any money, so who fucking cares, right?
Yeah.
But it didn't count as like a strike against us, so it wasn't like a black mark or anything. So we just left it up and let them have whatever they got from the 4 views of that video.
Yeah, this is very early on us, which isn't even.
Well, this is way before the adpocalypse, so I'm sure they thought they were fucking real clever.
Yeah,
going around claiming a bunch of stuff they had no right to, but it was like definitely trolling.
Yeah. So that's the bigger dilemma, is because you have someone like PewDiePie who, if he loses out on like $700, it's like, okay, ow, but he might not lose out. But for somebody who has like a couple thousand, and it's like, hey man, that's that's essentially losing a video if it does get monetized to any degree.
Yeah.
And YouTube and Twitch and all these things are basically one of the backbone styles of video is React.
Yeah.
So to claim because your video got reacted to is pretty absurd.
Like freaking Daytwa's reaction when I brought this up, man. I'm proud of you.
Oh yeah, I agree with Daytwa. I'm not quite as like gung ho about it, but definitely it's definitely a fucked up thing to do.
Like I think even with some ignorance, because with Collab DRM doing its own thing, like kind of really going a little more freeform with their own. Like I kind of get just wanting to watch creators' backs to some extent. I can understand that. I can understand that being the heart being in the right place.
I don't think she gets that. The benefit for her is she's exposed to a much larger audience, and it might not be the most flattering thing, but I guarantee her audience base would.
Yeah.
Because some of those fucking people watching PewDiePie were like, booby. So went to go watch your fucking streams.
And then here's the other side of it, where it's the internet, man. Being called a Twitch thought is probably the least of your concerns.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, whenever I hear people complain about
I think the first thing, I still remember this, one of the first comments we got when we started doing podcasts.
Kill yourself?
Was no, it wasn't. Is oh god, go suck a dick.
Yeah, probably.
And our response was, it's like, so what kind of dick are we sucking?
Yeah, will it get us more views?
Yes, and it's like, are we talking about huge elephant cock here, or are we talking about like a little pea shooter?
No. How many subs do we have to get for you to blow a dildo? Out of in reference to that?
No. How about no?
Because 100,000 was show your feet, which I thought was kind of a weird situation, but
you kept telling.
But
$250,000. $250,000, why not?
If we get 1 million subs,
God damn it!
You're 1 million subs, I'm still like, damn it.
You guys.
It's a problem to have. Like it's ever going to happen,
Oh, did we suck that dick? No, we didn't actually. Metaphorically, we did because our show is awful, but.
See, the thing is, we suck dick 2 times a week. It's on Thursdays in the afternoons and it's Sundays at night. We just get together and then we just suck dick the entire time.
Oh man.
For like a solid 3 hours. So.
There was similar, not the same thing as with PewDiePie, but there are 2 doctors now who make YouTube videos, and I guess they've been doing it for a while. I just haven't seen them before. But man up and suck that dick. Stop being such a fag about it. But these 2 doctors, one of them started doing. Videos where they would watch medical dramas from TV and then respond to it and say talk about what was correct, what was incorrect, and how accurate the shows were. Just do it in a lighthearted, fun fashion kind of thing. And then the other one's done it too. And so one of the doctors wrote an angry email accusing the other doctor of stealing his idea. And the other doctor wrote back, oh God, it was great. It was like he wrote like a comment on the video where the guy was whining about it. Because really, like, fucking React videos like this are the backbone. I sincerely believe when he said, like, I didn't even know your channel existed.
Yeah.
Because you're talking about, like, this guy's channel has like a 1.5 million subs.
Yeah.
And the other doctor's got like maybe 80 or 90,000. So it's a tiny channel, and I'm sure he never saw it. But he's pointing out, he's like, I've never seen your videos. I didn't intend to steal your ID.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, React videos are as old as YouTube.
Yeah.
So I don't know where you think this is some original idea. I guarantee someone else has done it before you. And he's all, and on top of that, my channel started before yours did. So you want to thank me for, creating a doctor channel? Like, and now do you owe me for that idea? Like, he's just like, how ridiculous are we going to get? Essentially.
Yeah.
And he did it in a very mature way. So I thought it was pretty funny. But man, people are just so fucking crazy about that kind of stuff. And I think that it just, at this point, man,
I think
it's just not how it works anymore.
The struggle is for, and this probably goes beyond YouTube too. It's the struggle to be original.
Yeah,
like you want to be original because you get looked at going like, oh man, you're so unique. What needs to be looked at, at least what my take on watching several different YouTubers, is each personality is relatively different. They'll do the same thing. I watched Ray William Johnson when he was doing constant vlogging. My Markiplier, who does a lot of vlogging and stuff like that. Those two, both doing vlogging, both kind of relatively do the same thing, except for one got more into theater, but they all kind of relatively did the same stuff. And those are just two examples, but there's tons. There's tons.
Oh, yeah. Like Casey Neistat is like a huge sort of vlogger, real life guy. But there's a ton of other people that do the same thing who have decent sized channels.
It's like,
and some of them probably started before him, and he's just the one that blew up.
And here's the thing that I like beyond, if you just take that concept going like, oh, we want to be original. It's like, no, if you don't do that, it's like if you come up with original thought, that's great. Do what's fun, and then people are gonna like or dislike you as a person. Your entertainment, like what like they're gonna like you personally, Stabby, for like how you do it, how much of an asshole you can be.
I am an asshole.
Exactly.
But
and how much of a nicer person I try to be, and then make fun of me for it.
I think the internet is based on memes, though.
Yeah, you do have to be a little.
So essentially, like, if you want to have a successful channel, there are trends and memes that are going to happen that you have to jump on and do the same shit as everyone else, because it's just how that works. Like the fucking ice bucket challenge or the fucking chubby bunny thing. Like, if you were a vlogger during when those were big, you had to dump a fucking bucket of ice water over your head and pretend you give a fuck about whatever they were
talking
pimping,
about.
Whatever charity.
Whatever they're pimping a charity.
Well, because it was all like either donate money or do this and then, nominate other people, but nobody ever fucking really gave money to anybody. So it was all just like essentially a way to like pretend you fucking give a shit and make a lot of money on a video by dumping ice water over your head.
I think it's most like I take it from watching a lot of gaming.
Yeah.
Because it's like that's very, you do play. People play the same games a lot of the times.
Yeah, and so like Chubby Bunny was a big thing, and then the Cinnamon Challenge was a big thing.
Yeah.
And so these things are going to happen, and everybody has to jump on it.
That means that's what I talk about. You go from more of the person who is the individual, because you might not like enjoy someone's jokes or the style of how they joke, or if they rag on people and you like how they rag on people, or if it's like you watch for the individual.
Oh yeah, that's at some point we should probably do like a Reddit fucking go look at Reddit fucking roasts.
Yeah,
and do our own little roasts on the pictures. I'm sure that'd be fucking entertaining. But I'm such a nice guy. But no, I mean, there's just like whatever you do, somebody's probably already done it. Just try to be as creative as you can. I think.
Don't straight rip from somebody, though.
Make it your own thing, whatever you do.
Yeah.
One of the things I noticed on VR chat that's fucking irritating as fuck is there's maybe, I don't know, half a dozen or 10 maybe like major YouTubers who sort of got big from VR chat videos.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's all these sort of established jokes. And so there's a lot of really unoriginal people who just run around doing those jokes.
Yeah.
And so that just gets obnoxious because, like, it was funny the one time somebody did it and then it got into a YouTube video and you saw it, but it's not funny the 100th fucking little 12-year-old doing that fucking bit. But you can see how much people just, that's what works for them. They just want to do the same shit over and over because it was funny that one time.
Yeah.
And so they'll just go through and like the Knuckles thing that exploded in
the Ugandan Knuckles.
Do you know the way?
I show you.
My queen.
I show you the way.
We do the Ebola. The Ebola is the way. But like, it was funny. Like, don't get me wrong. I enjoyed it for a little while, but after a certain point, it got old and everybody hated it. When does the stream get fun? Never, dude. What did you expect?
Yeah.
I mean, you even had me on your channel, Satan and Satire, and that didn't work out. Fucking, I'm bored as fuck. But like, it started to get old, and everybody just started fucking hating them because they were like, "Oh my god, I've heard this joke so many fucking times now."
Yeah.
Although there was there was two that were really funny, that were original, which is where I was doing with this. I swear, I didn't just suddenly realize. But one guy who went and he had an amazing singing voice. He was great on playing guitar, but even better, he could improv the songs really well. So he would play a well-known song and include like "The Way" and "Do You Know the Way" and "My Queen" and "Diabola" in the fucking songs.
Okay, that's a good twist on it.
So that was really fucking clever, and he had a really nice voice. And then the other guy would just rant about how it had taken over his life, and he would accidentally do the fucking accent at like home and shit.
Oh no!
And so like one time he's like, "Mom, do you know where the milk is?" The fucking accent. And she's just, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" He's like, I asked my boss, "Can you hand me the spatula?" And shit like that. And so that was pretty fucking funny. But like the, millionth fucking Knuckles, he was like, "Do you know the way?" Yeah. He was like, "I fucking fuck you."
It's like, no, I'm not going to tell you directions just because of that now.
Well, for a while, you could just open a portal to the fucking world where they get the character model, and they would all just fucking run into it because they thought it was funny. And so you're like, "I know the way," and you open the fucking portal, and they all just run off, and you're like, they're gone, thank God. But you almost never see that anymore. It kind of died out.
Oh, yeah, I mean, as all memes do.
You just see this because you know not the way. Yay. To be fair, that meme is ripe for a fucking reboot. I'm sure, like, if somebody went and fucking started raiding again, people would get a laugh out of it. Probably work.
Some memes will definitely kind of stand the test of time. A little bit.
I think Knuckles is going to be around in VR chat for fucking ever.
Yeah, that might be a little bit of a cornerstone meme for them. Like, It's like a rite of passage. Well, eventually you get the Ugandan Knuckles.
Well, before the Ugandan Knuckles was the Suicide is Painless Knuckles.
Suicide. Damn, I missed something.
Character model was based on a video called "Suicide is Painless," which I don't think YouTube has on it anymore. You'd have to find it off YouTube. You search it, but it's like a music video, and it's like a cartoon that they base that character model off of, like a Knuckles singing a song like "Suicide is Painless" and how it's a good thing, essentially.
Oh my god.
So fucking dark.
Wow, I missed something huge.
And so people would take that character model, and when they first came out, they made that character model originally to go and play that song in rooms.
Oh no.
So it would be like the video, because the video is just the cartoon Knuckles singing it.
Jeez.
So suddenly, like, there'd be a Knuckles be like, "Suicide is painless." And this really, like, sweet tune to it and stuff.
Yay.
So that shit was pretty fucking funny because it was so fucking like dark. You're like, "Oh my god, dude, what the fuck?"
Yeah.
And everybody would get a laugh. So, and I assume Dewey like evolved because they had to make a world that looked like something to put the Knuckles models in, so people could go and pick it and choose that character model and be a Knuckles. So they, I guess, decided to make it like Uganda. And somehow that evolved, and it was all Ugandan.
It just fits it perfectly.
It does. It really does fit. The Ugandan Knuckles was really fucking fun.
Yeah. I sometimes just love what the internet can do sometimes.
Yeah.
It's Oh,
yeah,
so
I mean,
good.
it can drive somebody crazy. It can fucking create like the awesomest memes.
Oh my god.
Like that saxophone, the sexiest saxophone. You know, the da 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 saxophone.
No.
Oh, that's a meme, and it came from like Eurovision. This dude who's just like air humping while playing the fucking saxophone. Look it up; it's great.
All I think about with saxophone is Careless Whisper.
Oh yeah, it's not Careless Whisper.
Yeah, that's the only thing that my brain goes straight to Careless Whisper when I'm thinking of saxophone.
That's one of the songs in the VR chat with the karaoke where everybody gets in on it.
Oh, of course.
Everybody's like, "Oh yeah, this is my jam," and then they all like fucking sound awful. That's great.
That there's banging music.
It's glorious.
Oh my gosh.
I think I finally figured out why all the chicks are into RP stuff. Roleplay.
Oh, okay.
It's like playing with dolls.
Okay.
So essentially, like they would, little kids, they would play with dolls and make them have personalities and pretend to say shit. And now they just create the character models, and it's sort of like their own little doll that they've made that they get to pretend to be and have adventures with.
Adventure.
It's like a combination of playing with dolls and dress up, dude.
Essentially, yeah. I think that's why chicks are so into it. I hate RP. My RP character is too afraid of actual social interaction, so I hide behind shitty fucking games.
Too real, man. Too real.
RP players don't like it when I say that.
Yeah.
But they leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah.
Or I'll just go if the people are RPing and I'll just try to make it like fucking explode. I actually had a guy come up and be like, you know that thing you suggested that whole group exploded now. So like, I didn't even remember who he was. It's just some guy on my friends list. Apparently I fucking wrecked that RP.
All it needs is one little bit of poison.
I think I recommended they get married. They start doing marriages, and that just fucking destroyed it. Like, everybody got mad, and all sorts of shit fucking went wrong. The
lesson that has been learned: don't get married.
That's what the lesson is. Don't take my advice.
Yeah, that's right. That'll make you live a very long, happy life. So I should not, reverting way back to what we talked about earlier, I should not eat the pickled whatever it is that you're
pickled
making.
Eggs?
I should not eat those.
Oh, pickled eggs are good, I'm sure.
No, I should not eat your pickled eggs.
I don't know if they sell them in stores. I don't know if you can buy them anywhere anymore.
Stabby's pickled eggs.
Yeah, I wonder if you can buy fucking pickled eggs.
Gotta bottle that shit and sell it.
Honestly, I wonder if you can just buy pickled eggs at this point.
Yeah, I'm sure someplace makes them, dude.
To the internet.
Pickled onions. Or you can buy pickled eggs off of fucking eBay.
Oh, God. Why would you do that to yourself?
Oh, you can buy them online. Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. Food bought from eBay just does not sound like a good idea.
Here, let me share this.
I was thinking deviled eggs. I'm like, I know places make deviled eggs.
Yeah, no, pickled eggs are the ones where they're soaked in like a vinegar brine.
Gotcha. All right.
They make really
good there's a bunch of them.
Apparently. Yeah. For sale, yeah, a whole bunch of different kinds. How can anybody not want to eat this? Doesn't that look appetizing?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. That's sexy.
I don't know, man. Hard-boiled eggs are already pretty goddamn good, dude. Do they need to be pickled?
Do the what?
I was like, hard-boiled eggs by themselves are pretty goddamn good, like as an egg salad or whatever.
Well, figure. So you know what like a pickle tastes like, right? Like the vinegar kind of taste. Figure a milder version of that, just like the hard-boiled egg has a milder version of a pickle flavor. So it's got a little salty, a little like sour, and it's just, but mostly it tastes mostly like a hard-boiled egg.
No.
The benefit is if you hard-boil an egg and you store it, it'll last 4 to 5 days in the fridge. If you pickle an egg and you store it, it'll last 6 months, 8 months in the fridge, easy.
Right.
So therein lies the difference. It's mostly just a way to preserve them.
Yeah.
And it adds a little flavor.
Little zing, little zest.
Yeah, I mean, you can like pickle fish and shrimp and meat and stuff the same way, like pickled pig's feet and stuff.
No. Once again, how about no?
I don't think I could get him to eat pickled pig's feet with me.
I don't think you can get me to eat pig's feet. Period.
Yeah, no matter how you prepare it, dude.
Yeah,
not
I think
happening.
that's just not. This is not going to be a thing.
What if I pickle bacon?
Oh, okay, fine.
It's bacon. That's
bacon.
I don't actually.
It probably sounds. Meat. It still sounds disgusting, but it's bacon.
Well, it's interesting when you pickle meat. You know what? What's that? Oh shit! I can't remember the name of it. Where they cook the meat in lime juice. It's not actually cooked, but they soak it in lime juice to the point where it gets cured. Oh,
okay, yeah.
And it's so that it's safe to eat.
Yes.
Oh, I forget what it's called. It's like a Mexican or South American dish. It's super, super good. But you do the same thing with meat if you're going to soak it. So essentially, like, you put a fucking, like, crazy amount of salt in there, and it cures the meat, and then you store it in, like, the vinegar stuff.
Yeah.
After you rinse all the salt off, because it's a lot of salt. I mean, you're talking, like, you know, for a jar, maybe like a quart-sized jar full of meat, you're talking about like 2 or 3 cups of salt. And so I don't want to fuck with that. That just sounds awful. It just does not sound like it would taste good.
A lot of salt.
I mean, I was tempted to do shrimp for like the hilarity factor, like pickled shrimp. But I was like, nah, then I'd have to eat them.
Good stuff. Oh man, we're talking about food again. So I'm excited in the next month and some change. I am going to be going down to New Orleans.
Oh, nice.
So I am taking a legitimate vacation. And I will be going there. My girlfriend is graduating from college, and so as a celebration, we're going to go down there and actually hang out in the French Quarter, get drunk, and eat a lot of food. So,
fuck yeah, dude, that's awesome.
Rent a parade.
What's that?
You can rent a parade for yourself, dude.
Rent a parade?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, Hannibal Buress has a bit about it in his comedy routine, talking about how he fucking rented a parade of like 5, 6 fucking like band guys to follow him around everywhere he went in New Orleans.
That sounds amazing.
Awesome, right? You can just fucking rent a fucking parade, dude.
Oh my god, that's insane. I love it.
I'll try to find the bit and send it to you, dude. Or his comedy thing. But yeah, it sounds fucking awesome, dude.
Oh my gosh. But it's gonna be really fun. I probably will at least miss that Sunday because we're leaving on Sunday like morning.
Right.
But maybe I'll try to pop in and say hey fellas. You know, see if I can time it right.
Hey, I'm in New Orleans and you're not, fuckers. Yeah.
That might be
go eat a dick.
That might be cost prohibitive. So I can't see anywhere that you rent a parade, which tells me that you can do it, but it's really expensive.
Probably.
Because you also have to be able to get like the permit to like shut down a street and all that other shit.
Oh, yeah.
So in New Orleans, I would imagine you're probably talking 10, 15 grand.
Yeah, no.
No, I don't. I think that was the whole point. Is it wasn't that expensive, dude.
I guess in the grand scheme of things, if you wanted a parade to happen.
Oh wait, you know what? They said weddings do it, so he's probably right. So
okay.
It's probably only like $1,000 or $2, maybe.
Nice. So I'm looking forward to the food and a lot of the play. You know, like there's so many places.
Yeah, if Stabby wins the lottery, there will be a surprise parade.
Yeah.
Won't be expecting the parade, but it's going to happen.
Yeah. Surprise!
Surprise! You and your girlfriend are now the centerpiece of a parade.
Hey!
That'd be fucking funny, though. You got to admit, that would be.
I'm just sitting there, just like fucking Stabby.
You get to sit up on a big float, all of your own, wave to people,
throw beads. Show me your tits. Oh, sorry, honey.
Well, you play a lot of baseball, right?
Yeah.
So you can really throw those beats.
Yeah. Just start fucking them. 2-story, like second story, just bam.
It'll go from like a parade to an assault.
It's like, oh, I got him in the eye.
Years from now, you'll be telling your grandkids, and that's how I got my first felony.
I was just pulling a bunch of beads out. I didn't know there was something really heavy on the end of one of them, and I just slung it straight at somebody. Knocked out 4 teeth.
Oh, man. Oh, I want to fucking see that in a parade. I want to see like somebody just start hucking things in the crowd. I mean, I know it's wrong, but I still want to see it.
Still be fun to watch.
Yeah.
Oh,
so you might get an Englehearth New Orleans edition.
That would be pretty cool, man.
So,
are you gonna have like big titty chicks in the background flashing us and stuff, or
I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm sure your girlfriend will sign off on that, dude.
She's like, "Oh, you want to have a bunch of random hoes just getting naked?" Okay.
Yeah, Stabby and Ditwa said I had to. Sorry.
Yeah.
See, we're lucky that she probably doesn't watch this show, because then he wouldn't be allowed to hang out with us anymore. She'd be like, "No, you ain't doing that shit no more."
No.
They're a bad influence on you, honey.
She's cool. She's probably gonna laugh out of it.
Yeah, she probably would find it very confusing. She's like, here, hold on, let me find you someone.
Oh, there you go. Well, she knows some random big titty hoes, No. Oh man! I feel like that hooker I accidentally picked up. Pretty large boobs.
Wait, you accidentally picked up a hooker before?
I've told you this story. I'm pretty sure I've told you guys this story. I actually picked up a hooker.
Do I just tune out after 12 o'clock hits? It's like, all right, we're done with that. Flush.
Yeah, no, I was at the bank. I was getting out fucking my rent, so I assumed she thought that I just had a bunch of fucking money. And I thought she was just hitching a ride. She just asked for a ride. So I drove her over to like a Motel 6. And she was talking about how she's just going to spend the night walking up and down the street. And I didn't fucking connect this shit.
No,
so eventually she's like, "Hey, baby, do you think you might want to go on a date?" And this is I don't know, 10:30, 11 on a fucking weeknight.
Yeah.
So obviously, no. And then I'm like, "No." She's like, "Oh, I didn't mean to offend you." I'm like, "No, relax. You didn't offend me." And then I realized when I dropped her off there that some other guy was already getting busted by the cops in the fucking hotel parking lot, that this was definitely a hooker that I picked up.
Yeah, this is not a story you shared. It's funny.
I thought it was pretty fucking funny.
That was pretty funny.
Oh, man. I mean, I didn't have any fucking money anyway, so, I mean, that was all I had was fucking enough to pay my rent. There's no way I could have afforded a hooker.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure even a cheap hooker would be like $40, $50. And that was out of my price range at that point because I'd already spent my fucking...
I don't even know if they're that cheap, man. That's a fucking nasty hooker, I think, dude.
Oh, this is not a good-looking woman. No.
I gotcha.
This was a big old girl.
Eventually, it turns into escort.
No. If you want a really good-looking woman as a hooker, yeah, no, $50 is nowhere near enough. You're looking at $400 or $500 an hour, easy.
Yeah.
A really good-looking girl. But most hookers are just fucking gnarly, methed out, skanky looking girls who will blow you for $40, $20, $30 sometimes. I mean, I've seen them get busted on cops.
How do you know
a half and half for $15.
How do you know this?
Did you not watch Cops?
No.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, the fucking hookers on there $15 for a half and half.
Mm-hmm.
Half and half be half oral, half actual sex.
Okay. I was like, no. The only half and half on me for me is what happens in my coffee.
Half of it is a blowjob and half of it is actual sex. But that's what she was offering for the undercover officer who was doing the sting. She actually was for $15, she was gonna blow and then fuck this dude. And she was not a good looking. None of the hookers they've busted are good looking. Well,
yeah, you got to be pretty nasty.
Some of them in the right light would probably be okay,
the right angle.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you've ever walked down any of those streets in San Francisco where the hookers are, but they're not great looking. Of course, again, the street I walked down was all the tranny hookers, so I'm not really into that. So it might have biased me a little.
It's it's even a stretch to get the hooker part.
But their clothes were fucking fabulous.
Yes. Very
One of them
fabulous.
had shiny, blinky shoes that like fucking flashed lights and shit. I'm like, great marketing.
Yeah.
You know, if you want somebody to pull over and offer you money for sex, like, they're definitely going to notice that one.
The one with the shiny lights shoes.
Yeah, I think I pissed off a pimp or two, though. Because I would, like, compliment people because I'm polite.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, oh, those are great shoes. And they'd be like, do you want to have sex? I'm like, oh, I'm not into that. But you look really pretty. You know? And then you'd see, like, some, like, kind of dark, dangerous-looking fellow from the fucking shadows start walking over it. So it's like, all right, we should probably keep going to the party.
We should probably move now.
No, it's not the time to loiter.
Chivied along. Like, they're not going to fucking do anything in the street. Probably not going to stab anybody. I mean, the cops were kind of driving up and down every so often, too, anyway. But they'd probably be like, hey, stop bugging my fucking bitch, you know, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Which is weird, because you would think tranny hookers would be like their own pimp.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like,
I don't know what the pimp hooker hierarchy is.
Yeah, that's a good.
The standard is when it comes down to that.
That is a good question. What is the pimp hooker hierarchy?
What does the organizational chart look like for the pimp hooker hierarchy?
Get like a lab coat and a whiteboard and just
drawing like flow charts and fucking algebraic equations. Oh man, we're too much about Stabby today.
Well, it's so out there.
I just have very little in the sense of like I'm not intimidated by things. So like, if there's an adventure to be had, you know, like picking up a random hitchhiker, that's fun.
Yeah, Stabby's down for anything.
Yeah, if it's going to a house party in San Francisco on one of the worst streets there, let's see what that's like. You know?
That's something everyone should have on their bucket list.
Oh man, if you're stepping over hobos and talking to gangbangers while you're going to a fucking house party, you know it's going to be fun, right?
Yeah, interesting at the very least.
Yep.
Oh, memorable? Yeah. Absolutely.
The kind of memorable you want? Nah, that's up for debate.
I didn't get stabbed. I didn't get shot. The gangbangers were very polite.
It's very respectable gangbangers.
Well,
you're not wearing the wrong colors. You're good.
Yeah, really.
What I found was if you walked up and you're like, "Oh, evening, gentlemen,"
yeah,
you know, just acknowledge them, say hi, and don't act intimidated, but don't engage really. But they'd be like, "Oh, okay, hi," you know, because they don't know what to do with that.
Like, damn, I'm gonna rob that fucker, but he was so polite.
You're not threatening them. You're not like fucking disrespecting. So you're not throwing anything that they have a predetermined reaction to that's violence, because that's really not what you want.
Yeah, no.
I'm a big dude, and I'm sure I could handle like 1 or 2, but the 10 probably are going to win.
Yeah. The last thing we want is Stabby getting mudhole stomped into the pavement.
Exactly, yeah. Not down with that. But I don't know, man. They seemed nice enough. They didn't bother me. And I was walking with a couple of girls, so I mean, maybe they didn't, just because the girls were there, who knows?
Maybe they thought you were their pimp.
Oh, maybe that's what that was. That'd be funny.
I think
those girls were too good looking to be hookers, though.
Or at least street hookers, right?
Yeah,
they were escort quality chicks.
Maybe they thought I was packing because they were escort quality chicks.
Yeah, they're like, I won't get shot. I don't want no trouble.
Oh man.
Oh, what was it? I had. This is a joke I had from one of the first competitions I went to. So, yeah, you typically room with a lot of people, and because you want to save the cost of a room. You have to pay less.
Oh, yeah.
So you cram as many people as you can comfortably into one hotel room.
Of course.
If you have a double bed, 2 people per one, of course. And if you can fit somebody in the floor, someone who's willing, that's usually a pretty good idea. So we actually had, we had a 5th person. And all of the luggage. I also realized I was the only guy in this entire room. So I had my girlfriend with me. and three other women, and we eventually came to terms to call it my harem.
Nice. That's awesome.
For the record, not my idea, but very funny. And so there's literally a picture of me in the middle, because you can do like this kind of like dress up or look really nice. Me standing with my arms like over over the shoulders of
like an actual anime,
and it's just like
title shot.
Yeah, it's in there, just like right there.
Oh man!
I present to you my harem. So,
you know what? It should be like Seika no Quasar, which is an anime I just started watching, where the hero gets extra power by sucking soma or breast milk out of women. That's how he powers up.
Mm.
It's fucking
okay.
So bad. It's awesome.
So it qualifies as a so bad it's good kind of thing?
Oh, it's so fucking terrible. It's so fucking funny. It's like the typical anime where like they just start fighting, you know, like they're gonna fight, they do like the moves and stuff. But periodically they power up by like sucking on some girl's boob.
Why? Why is that a thing?
Find this shit, dude.
Why does that exist?
Oh, I found a top 10 list on YouTube that was like the top 10 anime you don't watch with your parents.
Why?
So I decided it was like a watch list. And I've watched almost all of it.
Oh, so God. Stab, you're like a fucking weirdness magnet, dude.
Like, it doesn't, eventually you're not trying, it just comes to you.
It's just naturally, dude. The universe sends you weird shit.
I'm a fucked up person. What can I say?
Why is that a thing? Like, really? No. Like, taking a step back, it's like, why is that why does it exist? Why are people? What is?
That is really a bizarre way to power up, dude.
I'm just imagining that meeting, like with all the animators and everything. It's like, okay, people, we have to come up with an idea for a new show. It's like, and there's that one really awkward, quiet guy, and then he's like, I got it. Why don't we have guys that fight power up by sucking tit milk?
Yeah, and it's all very based on religion.
And the other guys are like, stop,
make it even better.
Oil, buddy.
And then here's the even weirder part, is to have that guy say it, and then everybody in the room go, genius.
Well, they all start with, I think most animes start with, what do you call it?
The fuck?
What? Oh, I'm just, you don't need to see what's going on here.
Porn.
I just tweeted a link to that Seikon no Quasar for Engelhardt, because we know he wants to watch it. He just in case he never feels the need to watch like an anime.
There's a lot of anime that I'd much rather watch.
Oh, I'm sure he'll be watching this later. Don't deny it.
So the thing, because the one I need to get into right now is My Hero Academia. I need to get into that.
My Hero Academia.
Like, that is huge right now and is super good. The animation looks great.
I kind of think I might have watched something like that.
So
is that the one where the kid accidentally goes to like a school where everybody like learns how to fight?
You mean like a lot of anime?
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I just realized how fucking
So
Stabby's like, I'm just gonna guess this because I've got like a 90% chance of being right.
Yeah. So technically, yes. It's good, and I've definitely watched a lot of analysis on it and a lot of like little clips and stuff. And overall, it's a solid anime. And so I need to get into that one. I'm still currently watching Megalobox, which
is slowly coming out.
Yeah, and what was it? I watch in a very archaic way. I watch it into that weekly release. Like how unlike waiting a couple episodes and you just binge watch. I'm actually like, this is my weekly, almost like Saturday afternoon thing to do. It's really funny. Because I'll sit there and I do like a nice like trail run in Saturday morning, wake up like stupid early, to go do it, and I come back, we'll get breakfast, sit down, and I end up watching that like an episode.
Okay.
And it's a nice routine, and
it looks like an interesting one.
But yeah, I need to start watching that more.
It looks like it probably has less nudity than the one I was thinking.
Yeah, probably a lot less. And probably a little more interesting story.
What was one of the ones I really liked so far that I was watching was Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in the Dungeon?
That's the title?
As bad as
That's the title?
That's the title of the anime. Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in the Dungeon? And so the basis for the story is
you're trying to pick up girls in a dungeon.
There's random dungeon and people make money and earn their living by going down in the dungeon and killing monsters. And they all group up together in groups based on gods that have descended to the world.
Okay.
That they're like sort of like ganged up with, essentially. Like they work for these gods. Sort of like a patron mentor role. And the gods usually don't take any direct action. So it's this one like really minor god. And she's picked this guy to be her hero that goes down and fights in the dungeon for her. And he randomly starts picking up like hot girls to be part of his group of dungeon heroes. It's fairly entertaining. It's not
okay, that sounds a little less what the fuck. I mean, the title is...
Well, I just
awkward,
scroll through the list and shit like that. I see it. I'm like, oh, I gotta see what the hell that is.
Yeah,
this is how I get these weird things.
See, here's
the rest of us flee from that kind of shit.
Yeah, he's like, here goes the different responses that you and me have, where you're like, ooh, that sounds interesting. I'm like, hell, that's a waste of time.
Like, but it was a really good anime.
It does, like the title, and that's definitely like a book by its cover. Read, like don't read a book. God, what's the phrase?
Don't judge a book by its cover.
There we go. Thank you. Apparently, on the last 30 minutes of a podcast, I'm just all garble. But like that does sound. It doesn't sound like, oh my god, this is gonna be the best thing ever. It's the next Cowboy Bebop.
Oh yeah.
But it's just like it's okay. It might be entertaining. It just has a really awkward title.
Well, Megaloboxing has kind of a Cowboy Bebop feel to it.
It's very gritty.
Yeah, it has that sort of like devil may care, throw yourself into danger kind of thing.
Yeah, and it's definitely a good one, and it's good when it seems like I think it's based off of like an old manga.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So it's definitely.
I think there might actually be. No, you're right. It's just the manga. I was gonna say I thought there might have been another series, but you're right. I think it was just the manga. It's like Joe no Season or something like that. I forget what it is.
Joe no Season?
It's something that translates to Gearless Joe. I think. Was the name of the manga, which I'm sure nobody watching cares.
Well, you gotta say it proper in Japanese, and subtitle watch, of course. Some animes are good with dubs, but I'm definitely a subtitle watcher.
See, I definitely go for dubs when I can. I'm too lazy to read.
It depends on the anime because it depends on the voices. Because there's some that are like the voices are just like nails on a chalkboard.
I forget what the name of it is, but there was one anime where like they just stopped giving a crap. Like the funding really kind of went away, so the voice actors just started making it up. So the dialogue they're saying is nothing even remotely close to what's actually going on, like what the actual lines are. It's like some sort of ghost hunter thing, and it's fucking hilarious.
Huh.
It is amazing. I can't remember the name of it. I'll try to find a.
Please, because I actually kind of want to know what it sounds like for them just to stop caring.
Oh, it's great. Like they just started like making the characters sound terrible, and like it's so funny. It's really funny.
Damn.
Like one character just progressively gets like whinier and whinier and using less real words. So like it starts off with like, oh, I don't want to go in that building. It looks scary. Like, oh, it's just the whole thing that guy says.
That's fantastic.
It's just a. Oh man. Oh yeah, Nation. We're just coming up on that last like 20-minute like fucking push. It's like the head came out. We got past the hips. It's just like the legs and feet of the baby.
Crowning. The show is crowning, is what he's saying.
The show is crowning. That final push, man.
Oh God. Oh, you know what's kind of liberating? I've stopped being nice in Sea of Thieves.
Wait, let's Sea of Thieves. I was like, since when were you nice?
Well, I was being nice because it's like, it's an Xbox Live game, even though I'm playing it on a computer because it's cross-platform, blah blah blah.
Yay!
But I finally got to the point where I'm just like, you guys are fucking incompetent. I'm not going to be on your crew.
Fuck all of you.
Like if I sign in and like the boat has no supplies and it's just they're aimlessly sailing for no apparent reason and just no idea what they're doing, I'm just like, you're idiots. I fucking don't like you.
That's why you take over the ship.
I don't know. I can't do it anymore.
Shoot that way.
Oh man. I did troll one. Okay, so I signed on to one game of Sea of Thieves. And this dude was they didn't know I was there. They didn't even notice that I signed on. And this dude was being such a prick to this other guy that was on the team because the kid wanted to check out like a shop at one of the outposts. He's like, well, fucking, I'm just going to go anyway. So I waited on the boat and let him sail it somewhere. And then he got off. And then I looked over on the island after he was out of sight, found a gunpowder barrel, took it back on the boat, sailed the boat out into the ocean and sunk it.
Yeah.
Damn.
Damn.
It was like, oh, this guy's such a douchebag. Fuck that guy. Oh, man. Mike, because leading a merry band of retards sounds fun, too. No, dude, I can deal with, like... I actually played with a retarded kid. He was pretty fucking good. Kid could kill skeletons like nobody's business.
Yeah?
I was like, damn, dude. Like, he couldn't sail. He couldn't figure out... He didn't know, like, I guess because there's no, like, walkthrough in the game. There's no, like, tutorial.
Yeah.
In the beginning that doesn't tell you anything.
Yeah.
So he didn't realize when you get a merchant's quest that you got to go collect the animals and take it to a specific outpost. So he was like, yeah, they only pay like 100 because he was just taking it back to the one he got it from.
Yeah.
And not taking it where it said to take it, where they sell for like 1,000. So he was very happy to hear that. I was glad to share that piece of knowledge because I play with people that like it's their first time all the time. I have no problem playing with beginners, none whatsoever. People who play the game and have played it for a while and are still terrible at it, I just can't do. I can't do it because
you got 3 months,
like 2 hours. You invest like 2 hours and you get nothing out of it, like no progression on your levels or gold.
Yeah. And
you lose every single confrontation you have. It's just not a fun time.
Oh yeah. See, you have like 2 to 3 months to get good, and then that's it.
No, I don't care if somebody
give it a month. You only get a month, especially Stabby's standards. That's he runs.
I don't have a problem with them playing. I just don't want to be on their team.
He runs a tight ship.
I do run a tight ship. I run a fucking tight ship.
It's tight as a virgin butthole.
Yeah. I still get on. Like I soloed a. I'm good enough now that I soloed a skeleton fort the other day, like on my own. That's like really hard to do. That's something that you're supposed to have like 4 people or more, potentially partner up with another crew to get done. So like I'm doing pretty good at the game, sinking ships and taking names or whatever the fuck you say, I don't know what the pirate version of kicking ass and taking names is.
Plundering
sinking
booty.
ships and taking scrolls.
Yeah. Gotta plunder that booty.
Yeah. Well, I've sunk galleons on my own. I've solo sailed to sleep and sunk galleons before. I mean, it's just, I want to play with people that are on par with me.
Yeah.
So that we can have a good time, have some laughs, and enjoy ourselves, and not fucking lose every single thing that we have.
So we're not talking ability like, oh god, Rocket League. You playing Rocket League? No,
I'm terrible at Rocket League. But to be fair, though, if they're willing to work as a team, that's really the more I look for. Is because if you're, for instance, today I signed onto a boat. We're sailing away into a storm. One guy just goes up the crow's nest, and the other guy's standing next to me like, just chatting away. And like I'm the only one who's doing anything to sail the boat, and then it starts springing holes because in the storm it just randomly springs leaks.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, could you guys go repair that? And they just ignored me until the boat sank.
Oh, Jesus,
and I'm like,
dude.
all right, I'm out. I can't do it.
Yeah. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys?
Oh, Noob Nation, no, he's Engelhardt is in the same room as I am.
Yeah.
And I think I've set up everything better so it's easier for us both to be heard on the mic. And I turned the mic up, I think, too. So I think that's all included in that.
Nailed it.
He asked if the co-host got a new mic, and I wanted to respond.
You get you could pick up my nice, smooth, sexy voice. Whisper sweet nothings.
Yeah, I'm really waiting for Sea of Thieves to finally get some more content, because there are times when like some of those quests are really fucking boring. Oh my god! But anyway, on to something entirely different.
Oh,
I thought this. Oh wait, I have the screen share. That would probably help.
Yeah, screen share.
Why not? No, just describe the picture. We'll try to guess what it is.
So this is a while ago, May 10th. Army soldier found guilty of cutting straps, sending Humvees plummeting from plane during training exercise. So,
like a deliberate act of sabotage?
Yeah, it was a training exercise. No one was in the Humvees. They were just dropping them on parachutes to like practice, like, you know, dropping them into like a, you know, for like when they do drop into a combat zone.
Yeah.
And a bunch of people got together apparently. But one guy kind of took the fall. But a few people got together and literally cut the fucking straps that attached the Humvees to the parachutes. And it was like on 3 of them. So it was like, what was it? He was found guilty of a court-martial of 3 instances of destroying military property worth over $500 and lying during a criminal investigation. Because of course,
whoa. $500?
Well, it's over $500.
Over $500.
Yeah, I was gonna say a fucking Humvee is well over $500.
Yeah.
So there's no like over 1,000 or over 10,000. It's just 500 is the upper. Anything over 500 is the worst.
Wow.
Oh, it says right there, a Humvee can cost up to $220,000.
$20,000. So he probably dropped close to $750,000 worth of equipment and just destroyed it by cutting the straps. And they caught him because the fool.
That's supposed to be funny.
And was laughing his ass off.
Is it supposed to be like a prank?
Yeah. Oh, the dude was laughing his balls off.
Okay, I guess I don't get military humor.
Well,
I think it's a stupid person.
Anymore.
Yeah, he's not military.
Right. Yeah, he did get caught, obviously.
No, that's just stupid people humor.
Right.
And then there was like the guy who was laughing about it in the video was a different guy, and he got a letter of reprimand. And he was they did not appreciate him laughing at the Humvees dropping publicly. Should never have like filmed it and put it up on YouTube. That was kind of a dumb fucking thing to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, they just like literally it was like fucked up to watch because like they would just pop out the back of the plane and instead of everything else popping a parachute and falling down, these things would just go boom. And you'd see like little fucking poof of dust fly up in the distance and shit.
Okay, granted that actually kind of cool to see, but that's unfortunate. That's not like purposefully what it was trying to do.
To me, the part that makes it not cool is knowing that it's like $200,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a fucking Humvee, dude. Well, 3 of them, obviously, dude. Yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
It's 60. Was it
$660,000 essentially?
Yeah, $660,000 joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some change.
Couldn't you just put like like fucking paint a peace symbol on the top of the parachute? Like that's a good prank. You know?
Even just
actually, just sending them plummeting to their fucking death.
Or like set it up so when the parachute goes on, it flips the switch, it starts playing like Kumbaya or some shit, like really loud on the stereo.
Give peace a chance.
I'm a bitch. I'm a lover.
Little Meredith Brooks in there. There you go. Oh man. Just fucking is it slowly swaying down on the parachute. Oh man. Mike getting in trouble for laughing was because the guy was dumb enough to film it and post the video of him laughing, and he only got a letter of administrative, essentially they were like, no, bad you, and give him a smack on the wrist.
Yeah, a slap on the wrist. Yeah.
An administrative reprimand. So he didn't get suspended or
essentially getting written up,
fined or anything like that. Didn't even get lose any pay. So it was just like, you're a fucking idiot. You shouldn't have posted that shit on the fucking internet. What were you thinking, kind of thing?
Yeah.
Honestly, I think that was more of why they were going after him than did he actually laugh at it, because I don't think they give a shit.
Yeah.
Like, at that point, it's like, who fucking dropped him? That's what we want to know.
Right. Whose fucking bright idea was that? Yeah.
And I think they may probably have some suspicions that he might have also been involved, because it probably just wasn't one guy.
No.
So
so they got him for what they could, basically.
They got the guy they know for sure did the cutting because he lied about it, and he's out.
Right.
And then they got the guy for laughing. I kind of agree that that's silly to go after him for it, but at the same point, you're in the military, you should know better. Yeah, I'm sure many letters were sent about it. Yeah. Just the 660 grand part is what kills it for me, man. God damn.
Yeah.
If it was like a couple of fucking cars for 50 grand, I think it'd be hilarious. But this hurts.
Yeah, even that's pushing it, man. Like, come on. You can find use a little imagination, find a fucking prank that you can do that's not destroying fucking vehicles, dude.
Like, what was that one list where they had a supply sergeant who kind of went a little bonkers because they nothing he could do would get rid of the mice. So he started building little fucking crosses out of popsicle sticks and crucifying the mice on the popsicle sticks.
God damn, dude.
What?
That's pretty fucking bizarre, dude.
Well, I mean, at a certain point, he apparently just, being in war got to him. And he's also trying to kill all these mice that just, there's nothing.
So he went full Roman on them?
So he would literally kill the mice and fucking tie them up on little fucking popsicle stick crosses and put them in the fucking, plant them in the dirt as warnings to the other mice.
Yeah, line the roadway with them like the ancient Romans, dude.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do as the Romans do.
he went medieval on the mice.
Yeah. God damn.
What was it? One of the guys got in trouble because he kept daring the seer people from the British military or our military. I forget who it was, but the seer recruits are serious survivalist kind of soldier. You send them out in the fucking woods with a knife and they'll be fine and they'll go kill the enemy for you, kind of thing. He would kept daring them to eat bugs because he knew that they would, and they needed to prove themselves. And he would just keep daring them to eat bugs, so they would just constantly be eating bugs. And eventually, his superiors were like, you need to stop because they will always do it. Stop fucking with them. Because it was apparently causing issues. I don't know why.
I don't know. Eventually, eating bugs is probably not good for you.
Probably not good for you.
I don't know. It's a lot of protein.
He was also apparently told that it was not okay to play porn at really high volume over the PA system.
Yeah, that one should really be in the manual. I mean, how do you know that without somebody telling you?
Yeah, for sure. I think the best one I saw that the dude did was he drank a quart of red food coloring before urinalysis tests.
Oh, a fucking quart? Jesus Christ, dude.
And then when he delivered the sample, as he's giving the sample, because they watch you, you have to do it in front of somebody, he started screaming.
See, now that's a great fucking prank, dude. That's got imagination. Nobody's really getting hurt. No damage to property. That's a fucking hell of a prank, dude.
Oh my god,
Isn't that awesome?
That's so funny.
Hey, should I see a doctor about this?
Yeah. I just imagine it's okay. Does this look okay? Oh yeah.
Yeah, it burns a lot. Wait, it doesn't burn when you pee?
Oh man. Yeah, if you ever get a chance, look up Skippy's list. It's fucking epic.
God, that's amazing.
It's like 301 things Skippy is not allowed to do or something because he just kept finding little ways to fuck with people.
And invent a whole fucking book of shit Skippy's not allowed to do.
Well, and it wasn't all one guy. So he
Right.
puts it forth as it's all one guy, but he makes it clear, like if you read after the list and read the rest, that it's a collection of just different people who just got a little weird.
Gotcha.
And so he did it all just for the sake of the sake of making it funny. It's
Right.
most of it is little pranks that he pulled, but there's a couple things in there like the crucified mice and stuff, which he makes clear is like this was somebody else that just kind of fucking went a little mental because you're in a war and shit's fucking scary and it fucking gets to you,
Yeah, people are gonna lose their fucking minds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of hilarious. That would be pretty funny to fucking see. Just a little row of fucking crucified mice in fucking supply areas.
Jesus. Can you imagine being the dude that walks in and discovers that? God damn. Like, how do you fucking react to that? You got to go tell someone else, like, hey, I just went down to
wouldn't do shit,
thing,
but
and
that's me.
there are rows and rows of crucified mice on popsicle sticks. Did you guys know about this?
It's like, that's a thing for the CO.
I don't think I would do anything about it.
Whatever this is,
I would
it's
just
above
see
my
it, like,
pay grade. I'm sure.
my problem.
See, the thing is you just have to watch out for the mouse with the really long hair is wearing a robe.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah,
Because it's fucking like.
yeah, he's a killer.
Oh, he says Jesus Christ in the
Yes.
Oh,
Oh, me and Mike right here. I miss you so much, Mike.
oh,
God damn.
Oh, yes.
Do they have mice kings like they have rat kings, where they get all stuck together in a big fucking glob?
I don't know. Maybe. Whoa. You touched my foot. That freaked me out for a second. Oh man.
Accident playing footsies.
Yeah. It's tight quarters, man. There's not a lot of room.
Yeah, I can't wait to get moved and have all my shit set up because then my room is going to be a lot easier to actually be mic'd.
And you can do your thing there without, because you said you're not going to have the same guy.
I won't have the same guy because that was definitely something
upset.
I was coming across last time. Is that the sound was an issue and it traveled through the wall, and obviously we're not always like super quiet. Like
no, that's why I got the headphones that don't cover our ears.
Yeah, and I'm probably still terrible about.
We're doing much better now.
Yeah, but still, like I have a lot of space, so I can actually,
it'll be nice.
Be able to actually do it. Even though I will miss talking into your ball.
Oh man, I'm so jealous right now.
I'm not interested, but I don't know about Ingvarth. He might be interested in that. Being mic'd sounds like I'm going to blow you.
I'm about to.
40 mic in the chat.
I'm going to be mic'd. Dude, I just got mic'd right now.
Oh man. I just had to share that.
Oh my god.
You'll have to settle for a good stabbying, I guess.
Oh god.
No, I'm not blowing anybody. I'll watch people get blown. I watched a pig fuck a chick once. That was fucked up.
Jesus Christ.
Not in real life, but it was a porn that one of my roommates showed me. You remember that guy I was talking about? The guy that was like, I didn't recommend for the CIA?
Yeah.
So, like, there was this, like, what is it on Reddit? There's like 50-50, right? Where you click on it and 50%
God, yeah.
It's like a really beautiful girl and then 50% chance it's something horrible.
Yeah.
He was like that before Reddit, like, was a thing. So...
He's a pioneer.
Half a chance when he's like, dude, you got to come watch this video, that it would be like something really cool to watch, like interesting, funny, or hot chick or something. And the other half the chance that it's like a pig fucking a girl. Or somebody doing like suspension where they put hooks through their skin and like hang by it. So, like, you think I'm weird. Like, this dude was way beyond me. Probably one of the funnier ones was just a close up on a girl's butt, right? As she took like a big shit.
Jesus Christ.
Because it was totally unexpected. Because I was like, oh, it's gonna be like a porno, and so it's not gonna be that bad. And then just like she just starts shitting right in the middle of a field.
Why?
Damn, dude.
Why?
That's fucking bizarre, dude.
You come across the most random shit, and you know the people that deliver the most random shit.
How do you unrecommend someone for the FBI?
Yeah.
See, yeah, he wanted me to fucking like call up the CIA and fucking put in like the good word or something, like interview for him, and I was like, no.
No.
What was his reaction, by the way, of you saying like, no, I'm not going to do that?
Oh, I just said let me think about it, and then I just never returned his calls.
Probably the best thing you ever done with that.
Right.
Well, I mean, we weren't good friends. We were friends, but we weren't good friends.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like there are a lot of people who, like, if I was in that situation, I didn't feel like that, I would be like, no, dude, I'm really not comfortable with that, because I wouldn't want to like not talk to that person.
Right.
But at the point when I found out he turned into like a Mormon from believing he was the reincarnation of a Babylonian god, and then he's a Mormon with kids, I was just like, I think it's time not to talk to this guy anymore.
Right.
Probably for the best. Like, he's gotten even weirder.
It's a healthy mental choice.
Yeah. He was a weird dude. He was definitely interesting, but I'm probably better off not hanging out with him.
Right.
His parents, mom and dad.
You don't want any part of it.
Yeah, you don't want to get mixed up in the wrong crowd, man, and do the wrong thing.
He always called his parents by their first name. He never called them mom and dad.
Huh.
What?
So weird. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, the more you hear, the more you're like, what the fuck is wrong with that dude?
Yeah. Like, it's actually like he should almost get an award for not becoming a serial killer.
Well, he's
like, hey, thanks for not killing a bunch of random people.
It's like, well, he's not dead, so
he's still alive.
There's still time.
That's true. Again, it could turn out that he is. So,
you know, you're right. I wouldn't know. I mean, it's entirely possible. There's a lot of you know, like, didn't everybody always like, well, he was so quiet and nice. He was such a nice guy. When they're interviewing later about like that they knew were like neighbors of the serial killer. And
I just imagine you like there's all those interviews like, yeah, no, he's a really nice guy. And I just imagine you getting the mic, someone putting a mic in front of you, like, dude, this guy was fucking weird.
I don't know what these other fuckers are talking about, but
it's like they're all lying, man. They didn't know shit about this guy. This guy had some weird fucking shit.
You should see the porn this fool watched.
Yeah. You should see that. It's a natural bonding experience.
Yeah, that was a weird situation. Like, he was one of my roommates, and then I had another roommate that was a little weird. And then, like, we had a few parties where like porn was just playing in the background. That's normal.
There's only one situation I've come across.
Nobody was getting laid.
Yeah, there's only one situation that I came across that like porn in the background came across. Hey, that it worked with the situation. Was apparently there's a bar that it's designed all 70s and it plays 70s porn in the background, like on the TV, and that's it. It sounds like this really like heavy bush fucking.
I thought you were gonna like say a stag party or like a bachelor party or some shit.
No, it's just a bar.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
I see like a bachelor party playing porn as like a funny thing, like a joke.
Yeah, possibly.
Like a parody one that's funny to watch.
And there's always that one guy that sits there and is like, no, I'm actually watching the porn.
Almost hard.
Yeah, almost there. Dude, I'm sitting right next to you. then go do something else.
I like 40 Mike. You were primed to be much worse than what you are. Congrats.
Yeah. You're all set up to be a horrible person. You're just a terrible person.
Yeah. I think it's between me and you guys is I'm willing to take that road to adventure with pretty much whatever is coming. Like, unless it's really dangerous, I'm like, let's fucking see where this road goes.
I gotta take that stutter step though, man. Just like
I don't know, man. I've never been presented with a lot of the shit that you've been presented in your life. So that's what I'm saying. You're like a weirdness magnet, dude.
Well, you know, one of the things I think is like
I'm down for a lot.
Like Mike's all, you're also willing to call it adventure. That's a fair point. And not like Travis. But like, there's a lot of people I've worked with who are like clients at the mental health place, and I'm like, fucking hang out with that dude.
Oh God.
So I mean, that's probably part of it.
I think. So I think when you naturally think like the path, life is like a pathway kind of thing. Yours is kind of like that painting where the stairs kind of go in all different directions.
Yeah, MC Escher.
Yeah.
Fucking MC Escher painting.
Yeah, like that's. I think that's kind of your path. It's like, I wonder where this goes. Oh, it's some weird fucked up place. Okay.
Damn.
I really gotta write a book, man. Because I have such a fucked up head. I'm sure if I wrote like a book, it would be hilarious.
It would either make perfect sense and be beautiful, or be like just random vomit of words. And like,
either way, it should be interesting.
It would be a good read. Yeah,
I wrote fanfic about people that made them very uncomfortable when they read it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't like normally fanfic when they write like the dirty porn fanfic about people.
Yeah, it's
just them banging. But I included like mental and emotional stuff, like an actual romance novel.
Huh?
Jesus, dude.
It's very intimate.
Yeah, I made it more intimate and uncomfortable. Everybody.
That's fucking awesome.
See, I when you talk about adventure, air quotes, it makes you wonder. It's like, how many did you write?
I only wrote that one. It was really awkward, man. I don't know. Something makes me feel really uncomfortable writing sex scenes.
Yeah,
and it was really weird because it was two dudes. So that made it
interesting.
I'm not really sure how that works. Like that's not my thing. So I'm like, I think this goes here, and like this kind of squishy and uncomfortable.
Yeah. It is interesting to find out that something makes you uncomfortable. So that's something.
Yeah, well, there's lots of stuff that makes me uncomfortable.
He just shares everything but those.
In VR chat, people get really close and do the like pretend to fucking like kiss you or lick you and stuff. Like I'm not down with that. That's too weird for me.
Yeah, it's a little.
It's a little sad and desperate.
Yeah.
Also, it's probably a dude. Like most of the time, it's probably a dude pretending to be a girl.
Just some dude trying to come up and lick you.
Yeah, I mean, my VR chat character is a 10-year-old girl, so I mean, that also makes it a little strange.
God,
going up and licking a little kid.
Okay, that makes too much sense. I think we're gonna end it there because we're a couple minutes afterwards.
All right, we should probably call it.
Call that the walk-off shot.
Yeah.
All right.
That's the money shot, right? I mean.
All right, guys. All right. Thank you for all the people that joined us in the audience and made fun of us, and people that actually seem to enjoy this for some odd reason.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll be back on Thursday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
You guys actually have a distinctive 1 p.m.
Indeed.
Yep. Sort of 1 p.m. ish.
Sort of, yeah.
It might be like 10 minutes late. It's usually like 10 minutes late.
Yeah, we had an ending, and then Hearth decided to have a fucking conversation. Fucking weirdo. Hey, everyone out there. Bye.